Real Astrology, back with another video. And today I will be discussing the harsh truth with Gemini, man. This has been a long journey, man. God damn, man. There's always some shit, right? Especially when you're dealing with a Gemini, bro. And I was finally able to just get through the situation, man. Now, I will say that it wasn't nothing like I thought it would be with Gemini. I just completely am totally surprised by the behavior of Geminis. I'm speaking of Gemini woman in specifics. And me being a Pisces man, I realized what I did wrong, what I did right, and how to prevent this from happening ever again. Now, what a disappointment. We put it like this. People oftentimes say that astrology depicts the Gemini as being the fun with the lighthearted, double-faced set of twins, right? It makes it seem like, oh, it's just carefree, like, oh, they just go with the flow, talkative, you won't be bored, and that's bullshit, because what I experienced was something totally different. And then on top of that, man, I found out some bad news. Like, how do I tell you, okay? Now, what we're dealing with, okay, put it like this. What we're dealing with is the ego of a Gemini woman. Now, her ego is on some crazy, on a crazy level. Like, it's not the ordinary ego or the egos, the ones you put in the toaster. They're not that brittle. It's not that just simple to understand it. It's more of a feeling versus deflection versus the way they feel versus the way they export it to you. So it's almost like it's not even the same level of what you may have noticed or what you may have experienced. And I'm gonna break it down for y'all so it sounds, that way I can break it down so you understand it better. See, with Gemini, bro, when I first met her, bro, she was cool on the just on the mirror, just me, the one-to-one, getting to know her. She was cool, seemed like she was into me or whatnot, okay? But that's where she messed up at. She fooled me with that whole, I'm into you, you're cool, hey, let's link up, exchange numbers, let's do this, And then all of a sudden, she gave, as I mentioned in the previous lives, she switched up, and then she started being rude, being a complete bitch. Just didn't give a damn how she was talking to me, and that stood out to me because I absorbed her tone. See, and then after absorbing her tone, as you guys saw me in recent lives, I began to analyze the situation, dissect everything, to separate the blacks from the whites, to see what needs bleach and what doesn't, okay? Only to find out my theory is this. She did all of that for attention. She did all of that because she's insecure. She did all of that. And I'm talking about trying to butter me up and trying to be somewhat, presentable in such a way that she's trying to make me feel like, oh, that she has chosen me, as far as going on a date, and being her mate. Now, that's superficial because that's too quick. Mind you, she's telling me all these things about, oh, I like the fact that you're tall and all these little things that kind of butter you up to make you, become distracted. See? And now I begin to realize the power that Gemini women tend to bear is the fact that they are the masters of communication when it comes to them using it as a weapon. And yeah, it's not only a power for them, but it's also the influence that that the Gemini carries with this communication, because they're not communicating in the same way you and I understand communication. See, it's almost like, for instance, English means something totally different to them than it does to the average Joe Blow. So here's to my understanding, as I begin to adjust my eyes and my ears to what she's saying. She's basically saying, oh, I like the fact that you're tall, and yeah, oh, let me grab my high heels. Well, she had the heels on when she first met me, but then she said, oh, why do I feel like I'm shorter? And then she said, oh, I know what it is. I need my heels. In my mind, I'm like, why did you take the heels off? If you know I was coming over and you knew you were gonna, we were gonna get together, you already knew that I'm tall. So how could you say I need to go get my heels? Red flag. Red flag is, oh, you must have been talking to somebody else because you took the heels off and you got comfortable not having them on. So now you're trying to act all surprised that I'm tall, as if you didn't know I was tall, like you just met me. And that's the thing where I said with us Pisces, we really watch people, and then the discernment and the intuition starts to show us where people lie. See, what it's like the thing that you try to cover up and try to make it seem like, oh, nonchalant, the fact that, oh, I forgot, oh, I didn't know you were this tall. But you just said, I like the fact that you are tall. So that's like with Gemini, they don't realize they're lying when they're lying. It's almost like so obvious. So anyway, fast forward that. Next thing you know, I'm literally to the point, as you guys saw me in the last recent live, I said, bro, I'm just tired. And I said, you know what? I'm going to mirror the behavior that she's giving me, right? So this is what happened yesterday. Man, I'm literally like, went out, I went out for a little bit by myself. And then I said, okay, I'm going to go, take a car, go for a car wash, woo-de-woo. Then she called me, said, where you at? I said, I'm at the car wash. She said, oh, I'm gonna come over there. Which one you're at? I said, I'm over to the one, close to the house. She came, okay, boom. She brought her car. Mind you, she just washed her car, so I didn't understand, why are you washing your car again? This doesn't make no sense. Tell me why. She picks her phone up. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm at the car wash. Yeah, just come through. I don't know who she's talking to. Mind you, another dude pulls up. I'm thinking they doing maybe they selling something. Maybe he was just dropping something off. Maybe, I don't know, that she didn't tell me who the dude was. And I feel disrespected because I'm like, yo, I wasn't even looking for company. First off, I went to get my car washed. You wanted to meet me at the car wash. And I'm thinking maybe you want to talk, hang out. I don't know what your MO is. Then you tell me the dude just pulled up like he been around her. You could tell, like, the way he was hovering around her, following her. And then he's like, oh yeah, bro, he made a joke, and it wasn't a joke though. It was a disrespectful comment. He said, oh yeah, by the way, can you wash me and her car, and I'll pay for it. I said, bro, are you fucking? I'm like, bro, I'm not in the mood for no games, bro. I don't know what y'all two got up. I don't know what y'all two got going, but bro, both of y'all can get the fuck out my face. And that's how I kept it. I said, I'm not, because when I told y'all the last live, I said, I'm not playing with Gemini no more, bro. The game is over. So this is my temperament. I'm like, yo, I'm not playing with you. I said, look, you can take dude little smush nose, mushroom nose ass. Y'all can take y'all asses and get out of here. I told her, don't meet with me to be bringing these people, these dudes, right? Okay, so boom, fast forward that. She said, oh, you taking it too serious, too. It's not even like that. He was just joking. No, he wasn't joking. See? But Gemini does this bullshit to piss you off. See, she was jealous because she found out that I had something around my situation, that she saw the girl go to the door. So then that was a thing that pissed her off. It made her feel jealous. So then the whole having the guy come meet at the car wash was her trying to get back at me. Like, bro, I'm not stupid. I can see your freaking booby traps. I know what you're trying to do. And I'm not a jealous person, so you're wasting your time. You're really embarrassing yourself, right? Fast forward. Next thing you know, you guys, I literally started talking to her very disrespectful. I was I told you I was gonna do this. I was extremely mean. I was sarcastic. I was gaslighting her. And then I found out the guy's age. See, she didn't know that I knew. See, I did some research and I dug some dirt up. See, and I found out that she was talking to a dude that she thought he was of age and the man was 16. So I had that dirt on her, right? And then while she was trying to clown me like, oh, you're always getting into it with people and that's why nobody likes you and whoop-de-woo. And I said, you know what? I said, I'm surprised you didn't bring your 16-year-old friend with you instead of calling this dude. See, I said, you know, she didn't know that. So that was like a low blow because she didn't know I knew the dude's age. I said, you know, why did you bring the 16-year-old with you? You know, maybe he could have washed your car for you for free. Oh, you think you're funny? I said, no, I'm not trying to be funny. That's the truth. And then I could tell by her whole demeanor, she was embarrassed in front of the dude because I said that. She had no comeback for that because I have Black Moon Lilith in Gemini, which is way worse than a Gemini itself, okay? It's very scary. It's like holding up a dark mirror in front of a sun in Gemini's face, okay? Now, fast forward. I tell her this. I said, you know what? Matter of fact, matter of fact, just by you saying what you just said, I said, I'm done talking to you. Lose my number. I said, by you trying to say that's why people get mad, that's why people don't like you and whoop-de-woo-de-woo, I said, well, guess what? Lose my number. I'm done talking to you. Her face, bro, I swear her face looked like, what? Like, and I said, man, I already got a girlfriend anyway. I said, I was going to tell you, but you was talking so goddamn much. You didn't give me a chance to talk. And then she said, oh, that's great. Cause you're like number 20 on my list, just so you know, like you're number 20. I have like so many people. And then she slipped up and said the dude with her was one of her hoes. She's like, and plus he's just, look. You think me and him ain't talking? Like, oh, he's just one of my little hoes. And then the dude looked at her, was like, what you say? He was like, what? You calling me a hoe? What the hell? He was like, no, don't disrespect me. Just 'cause y'all got beef going on. Don't throw me in the shit. And she was just literally like running her mouth so much that she just started telling on herself, bro. Like she was completely exposed. And then I told her, I said, now you done told on yourself. You don't even know I purposely did all of this. I plotted all of this to get you to show your true colors. And I said, now I know you're fake. But you still got to lose my number, though. See, I still set the boundary. And I said, look, why are you talking? Why are you double talking? I said, first off, you just said I'm number 20. And I said, you ain't even got $20. That's the funny part. Then I said, on top of that, I said, that's your ego talking. You want me to believe that I'm number 20 because you're hurt. And you're trying to hide the mere fact that you're hurt by trying to make it seem like, oh, you got multiple men. That don't make you look good. That make you look even worse. You got multiple men means what? You're a hoe. I mean, like, that's like saying, oh, somebody, say something to you, you think you got a great comeback, then you be like, yeah, but guess what, though? But that's why you're like the 50th diggling that's been inside of me. Yeah, take that. Bro, you sound stupid as hell. See, that's why I said, I had her, man, she didn't even know what to do. Fast forward. I literally left the situation, right? Boom. Next thing you know, I heard the dude, he said, oh, because I guess they was going back and forth. The dude said, he said to me, he said, Trey, bro, don't you know she left me at the fucking, the damn store? He went in there to get some cigarettes. She drove off. I said, what? She drove off? I said, how the fuck did she drive? She left you? What? She said you was her little hoe. How the fuck she leave you at the damn store and y'all supposed to been messing around? He said, oh man, that's really was just my side bitch. He said, I really got a big booty Latina that I be effing on while she sleep. Bro, if this is way worse than toxicity, bro. So this is your side B. She's trying to talk to me like, oh, we getting in a relationship. And then she's messing with effing on you. And now you got a whole nother woman you messing with. And then you go get a pack of cigarettes and she leave you at the damn store, bro. Gemini behavior, bro. Exactly. So this is what she did. She was embarrassed publicly, right? In front of dude. Cause she was so mad at me, I blocked her number. So she couldn't, cause Geminis like to be in control. They like to get the last word. So when I cut her off, she couldn't vent that frustration and try to get the last word. I already shut the door and locked it already, see? So by her trying to save face, she leaves him at the store, see? See, that's what Geminis will do. They will betray somebody around them. If they look bad in front of something, you know, publicly, oh hell, they'll take their anger out on the person that's nearest to them. So she literally was mad at me, and then she ended up leaving dude at the store. They got into it, and then he stopped talking to her. He said, Trey, now I see what you was talking about. But me and him was bumping heads because we was arguing in a damn car wash. We was sitting there arguing. And I'm like, bro, get out my face. I would beat the brakes off you, bro. And we going back and forth. I said, bro, I'm not even fighting because of her. You in my face, in my fucking way. I said, bro, I'm trying to wash my car. This is not the type of car wash you drive through. This is the kind you do yourself. I'm like, bro, don't come in here bothering me, bro. I'm not bothering you. Hell, I didn't even know she was bringing him. See? And then after that was said, boom. Next thing you know, he's like, Trey, you was right, bro. She do be out here fucking around because she's a stripper. So this could be all her little clients from the little stripper thing. Now I know what y'all gonna ask me. Well, damn, Trey, why would you even pursue her in a relationship if you knew she was a stripper? Because I was trying to smash, bro. She has a big ass, bro. Any man would want to hit, fam. It ain't like somebody you just walk past in Walgreens and you be like, oh, okay, flat ass. Right now, she has a huge freaking like bun, bro. And it's fresh. And I wanted to hit. And I didn't hit. So I said, you know what? Kick to the curb, you know? But anyway, that was the reason. So boom. I couldn't believe that she turned on dude like a whole 360. Meaning, even if that dude was her hoe, it wasn't stopping her, bro. Just for, could you imagine? They could have been talking lovey-doveys, plans for the tomorrow. And she literally dropped him like a bad bag of dope just because she was embarrassed with me. Because I got a huge reaction out of her that she had to take that reaction out on somebody. She couldn't see. That's how I knew that I really mattered to her, because why would I get a huge reaction out of you and then you so freaking restless that you just have to take it out on anybody just because you mad? See? So she got mad, and then I started getting like, because remember I told you I got a rising Scorpio on the ascendant, I got Pluto in the 12th house, I got Scorpio in the 8th retrograde. So I'm like, look, bro, you already know what I'm finna do. Anytime I see you getting all spazzing out, I'm finna absorb that and use it as a weapon. I'm like, now I know exactly what to do to piss you off. Now I'm happy now because now I see you did exactly what I thought you was gonna do. See? And now, boom, I tried to lose my number. She still was trying to talk. I was literally just chopping block, bro. She was still trying to, but she couldn't get through to me, bro. And just to watch her fizzle out, bro, was the funniest thing I've ever saw in my goddamn life, bro. Because the mere fact she couldn't use, the only weapon that she has is to what? Talk. And I told her, why don't you, I said, you ever thought about shutting the fuck up? I said, because that would be your best bet right now. I said, because I don't have no interest in hearing your annoying ass conversation. And a matter of fact, this conversation is over with. Listen, your voice and your words can fall on deaf ears. And guess what? I wouldn't give a F. I told her, you are the most annoying person that I've ever met in my life. I said, see, bro, even though I was trolling with her, bro, I could tell that she looked like she wanted to cry, bro. And that's kind of like rare for a Gemini to be like, oh, getting all sad and teary-eyed. It's because she realized she couldn't manipulate me, for one. She realized that I was way more just witty and fast with the words, with the wordplay, and they cut like swords, like little razor blades, without no alcohol, bro. She was tore up from the floor up, bro. And she realized, like, oh, I can't do nothing with him, and he just exposed me, demolished my ego. She had nothing left, broken down, bro. And I said, okay, now you have a nice day. See, bro, I swear to y'all, she didn't want none, bro. She literally just, you could tell she was defeated, bro. That's what Pluto does, bro. Like, when people see, Pluto is a hidden power, bro. Like, you don't see it until that person uses it. See, the whole time I'm being gentle with her because my Pisces nature. I'm like, oh, hey stranger, wakey wakey, there's my princess. I'm just flirting and messing with her. This is why I tell y'all, stop playing with Pisces, because when the Pisces get the Piscean, all that gentleness goes out the window, fam. Now we sticking our foot straight up your rear end, fam, until it's a dead end. See? And until it's broken off into tools, aka what I'm meaning to say, it gets destroyed. See, we can dissolve all boundaries if we really want to. We really have. Listen, we're gonna do it anyway. You can't have one without the other. You can't light a match without. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You know what? That was a bad. You know what, man? That was a bad example, man. You know what? But I saved y'all. I got y'all something nice to eat on today, because I'm on a diet and I'm still fat. But hey, I got something for y'all right here, man. This is a big breakfast with hotcakes, and I got it straight for you. But you know what? I'm really hurt right now, and I'm very pissed off, because when they said they had hotcakes, bro, I thought they was talking about the ones in a. You know what? I thought they was talking about the ones in the pants, not the ones in the fucking box. This little plastic shit, right? They said, oh, we got hotcakes. I said, oh shit, let me get some of them. I said, damn, can I get the ones? Hey, what size do y'all got? What size hotcakes do y'all got, bro? I want the ones that they got the big, juicy Christmas hams. You know what? I'm not funny. I'm not, bro, stick to astrology. What are you talking about, bro? But look what I stole, though. Look what I stole today. I got the watermelon, fam. See that? Fresh out the damn motherfucking stove. And then look at this. Garden cuts, boom. Their expiration date is 4/30, right? And I left these in my car overnight because I just like the fact that they get juicier. Woo! See that? They get juicier when you let them sit in the car. And the good thing about watermelon is you can eat the seeds. And you won't die, you won't choke to death. But I will say, though, when you eat watermelon, when it's time to go to the bathroom, you're going to have seeds in your shit. It's a good thing, though. Man, listen up, bro. I'm Batman, bro. You said this ain't helping the stereo. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't even listen to a stereo. So, you're typing it wrong, buddy. Man, listen, bro. I'm the type of person, once I do something, I don't keep a record of it, bro. So, like I say, no, put up your motherfucking taco, Del Monte, like a freaking, I thought your name was after the fruits, Del Monte. Is that how, DeMonte Taylor, put up your damn taco. Don't hate on Pluto. It must be some Geminis up in this damn chat, bro. Yeah, my day's going splendid. How's yours going? Man, this is fresh watermelon from the garden, bro. That's what it say right here. I say it right here. Can't you read? Gotta take those froggy glasses off, Brody. What's going on, super her? Welcome to Black Rose. Welcome Thomas Faye. What's going on? Welcome. How's work going? Curtis. I mean, she look good, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. She you could tell she probably paid for it. She probably got a BBL or something, bro. But you could tell, like, that motherfucker, bro, it was nice, bro, to look at. I ain't gonna lie to you. Then she had, like, a small waist, bro. You could tell, like, she barely eating anything, bro. But she got a small waist and, like, one of them, like a, how can I say it? It's like a slim waist, but then her waist go boom. Like, super nice body, bro. It's just her attitude, bro, ruins all of that, bro. Like, I don't care what, okay, put it like this. I couldn't mess with a female with a nice body but a poor attitude. That kills the whole thing, bro. Like, if a woman have a bad attitude, I don't give a damn how fat her ass is, bro. I wouldn't talk to her. Nope. I don't like that ghetto ass shit, the whole ghetto talking, and I don't do that, bro. I don't do it. I used to live in the ghetto, and my thing is that once you leave and get out the ghetto, you don't have to stay like that, bro. That's a choice. If you want to still talk stupid, you still want to talk on that ghetto shit, bro, no. I hate that, bro, because it's a stigma. I hate it because people act like they have to act like that, bro, and don't want to get better. Like, bro, you don't know. No, fam. You don't want to get better. You still want to treat everything like in a ghetto way. No. You could be normal. You don't have to be ghetto, fam. And then I hate the fact when you do something like this, eating watermelon, and you're around somebody that's ghetto, they gonna say, oh, why you eating that out of a bowl? You shouldn't be eating it out of your hand? Bro, shut up. Don't say that stupid stuff, bro, around me, bro. That's one way to catch a hex, bro. People say it's dumb shit, bro. See, one thing about me, since I embraced put it like this, the way I embrace my sharp words, bro, I've embraced it. I totally accept it for what it is, bro. See, and what it forever will be. So anybody can get cussed out, but hey, I'm gonna be very strategic how I do it. And like I say, I'm not backing down no more, bro. I've gave several times people the benefit of the doubt. But now I feel like this one person told me, you can't always be quiet. Like, I believe that now. See? Because now some people you have to, like, literally, you really got to get in their face and really, tell them a piece of your mind, see? But yeah. What's up, Ronnie Boo? Welcome. Gang. So, like I said, I was giving y'all an update on the Gemini. Now, I have another problem. And people been saying to me lately, man, Trey, why are you always into it with everybody, bro? Like, you get into it with every single person. Just chill out, bro. Be cool. I'm like, no. I'm with all the smoke, bro. I'm with all the agony, all the drama, all that stuff. I'm not running from it. I'm a cool, calm, collective person, but if you push me, I'm going there with you. And I'm going to even be chivalrous. I'm going to hold the door open for you, and I'm still going to give you the smoke. See? We can hold hands together, walk down. We can sit by the campfire with the chimney going. We can make us some s'mores with some marshmallows, and I'm still going to whoop your ass. Either way it go, all I'm saying is, bro, I'm not ducking nothing, fam. Never was, never ever will be, fam. See? I got a Sagittarius stellium, so if that's not a problem for you, now it is, okay? But I will say this. I am very appreciative of the people that actually support me by showing up. I appreciate you. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the ones that ain't even in the deep end, bro. See, some of y'all be shallow, and when you sitting at the pier, you don't even want to look. You don't even want to come look at the fish. See, you don't even want to take your shoes off and dip your feet in the water and splash it around and just soak in the peaceful vibe that comes with it. You are there for the wrong reasons, my friend. You are there because you're trying to start some shit anyway, see? So why would you even come to the pier? But let me tell you what you can't see. People like you, we've already made a bed for you to lay in. We already know that, hey, what may look like water to you, hey, it's gonna be the illusion. So like Tim and his construction crew, when they started digging because they said over the news or somebody told them in their dreams that there was gold to dig for, guess what? You're gonna be just like Tim and his crew, because once you thought something else was coming with standing over that pier, looking over, you've been there, tripped and fell into the goddamn water, aka the illusion. See? And then drowned to death because you realized you can't swim, but you thought you could. See that? Now, what sense would that make? What sense does it make? Man, Louise, man, if Trump say all kinds of shit, bro. Trump don't know what he talking about. He can't run the freaking, he can't run for president. I don't even know why he even doing what he doing, bro. He think he gonna talk himself through, bro. He's not gonna talk himself through, bro. Trust me. And the people that vote for him, bro, they just as messy as he is, bro. Let's make America great again. If that don't sound like some horseradish, then what is, bro? I would never put no grape jelly in that. Only grape jelly I'm gonna put is the one that goes in your pants. Wait, you saying if I could put some grape jelly in your pants, bro? See, you sound like one of them people that be like the person. Like I heard about that because you said, I think you was here last time, wasn't you? Wasn't you the one here? You was the one, like you was here last time talking about bagels, and you was saying, damn, you wanted to spit inside of somebody's bagel, and I told you not to say that, bro. Like, don't come here saying that you want to spit in somebody's bagel, bro. Now you talking about you want to put some grape jelly in it? Come on, bro. Well, I guess if you want to put your grape jelly in somebody's bagel, hey, go right ahead, brody. Just make sure you toast it first. See, I will say this. Watermelon tastes so good, especially when it's stolen. Especially when it's stolen. Look what else I stole today. If this ain't it, bro. This is the coconut water, but this damn shit got hella sugar in it, bro. Welcome, Go Diego, go. Appreciate that gift. Yeah, so now, like I say, I got a problem, a huge problem. Whoo! It's Virgo, bro. I met a Virgo. And Virgo, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Virgo pretends like they don't really talk as much. They act like they're pretty much like innocent. But until proven guilty, okay? Problem is that when you're talking, put it like this, when you're dealing with a Virgo, it just feel like they're always thinking something. They always feel like they're up to something, bro. Like, they're the type of zodiac sign that's easily influenced, bro, by other people. See? Other people can really push their opinions upon Virgo, And Virgo will do it. It's like, damn, you listen. They can have a situation going on and then start to, put people in their business. And let's say it could be their sister, their dad, whoever it may be. And they literally can make a life-changing decision based off of somebody else's opinion or advice, even if it's bad advice. See? So let's say the Virgo wants to, she wants to be married someday. She wants to have children. And let's say she's a virgin, right? Boom. She started talking to her sister, her cousin, her pops. And then they like, yo, why don't you go off to school and forget all about that other stuff. That other stuff can wait. Virgo could be like, oh, you know what? They're right. And literally listen to the pop, right? But it's almost like, damn, you can't think for yourself. Nope. Like a Virgo won't do something, they won't just merely do something that doesn't, they have to have somebody else vouch for it first. Like, oh, well, even if it's something small like hanging out, they'll be like, oh, this guy wants to hang out with me. And then it's almost like you can't really tell whether or not she's asking for permission from her sister to go. She could be like, oh, he wants to go to the lake with me. And then, instead of her just saying yes or no, she literally makes it into a huge, complicated situation. Oh, well, he wants to go to the lake with me. Oh, he wants to have, a picnic with me. Do you think that's something I should do? Her sister says, you know what? Tell him that, hey, you'll only come if he gives you, buys you a new car. And then her dumb ass will go and say, oh yeah, we can hang out tonight, but I have a deal. I have an offer for you. Well, if I go out with you for that picnic, would you happen to be able to, get me a car? Bro, if this is the stupid stuff that I'll be talking about, bro. Virgo will literally try this shit because they really think that they can really come up or use somebody thinking like, oh, they can say it in such a way, they can say it nice, and it's almost like you can fall for that because it can feel as though they may not hurt a fly, if that makes sense, but actually kill one, right? And it's like, damn, why can't you show your true colors, and why can't you just be precise and just be simple? No, fam. Now with Virgo, bro, Virgos is like, they do things their own way. They're very, to me, like I say, I get the sneaky vibes off of them because they can act like they can't make a decision, but really can make one. It's just like they play off of how you behave and how you come off. And that's all it is, like I say, they're mutable. So they can change on a dime and be doing something totally that's not them, fam. And it's like, you could be like, yo, I thought you was this type of person. But they want to tell you that because it's almost like a lie. They want to fool you. So you believe that version, like, oh yeah, that's the innocent. You want you to fall for their innocence. But then they turn around and do the very thing of what they criticize everybody else of. Like, come on, bro. So be careful with Virgo, bro, because I feel like Gemini is more expressive, more talkative, where Virgo is more closed, it's more introverted, more inward to about their plans, anything that they want to, solve or go on a venture to do. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the girl messed around and told me that, oh, she's 26 years old, and she told me that she's a virgin, bro. I said, oh, get the fuck out of here. I know you lying. 26 years old and you're a virgin? Nope. I said, maybe I'm wrong, okay? I said to myself, maybe she's a virgin, okay? And what I meant by virgin is not the virgin that you think I'm talking about. So you probably think I'm talking about the Virgin Mary. You probably think I'm talking about a person that hasn't had sex yet. Virgin, right? But no, it's much more complicated than that, see? The version that she's talking about is that she's a different version, see? A version meaning, oh, everybody ain't the same as her. She got her own way of what losing your virginity looks like, okay? So, yeah, she may not be expressive of telling it or showing it or feeling it in the moment. It's a little tricky than that, see? Because she doesn't want anybody to know that she got down what she did. See? She doesn't want to express that. She doesn't want to say, oh yeah, me and such, we effed around and we did this and that. See? Because what would it make her look? Tainted. See, it will make her look like, oh, imperfect. Like, oh, you didn't measure up to the standard of which your parents put before you or somebody else. And I'm gonna tell you, it's always somebody else involved in the decisions of a damn Virgo, bro. They never can think for themselves, bro. They always got to rely on a second party or a third party telling them what to do. So that's how you know it's covert narcissism in the same sense, because they don't want to let you know that they're doing the same things as you are. See, where it's considered normal. See, this is how you got to go through the process to make babies, right? But no, Virgo just wants to go through it in a different way. They want to structure it in a different way that keeps them from being judged or criticized by others. So to tell somebody that, oh, I'm a virgin, though she's not saying that to you. What she's really saying is non-verbals. Everything's repressed here. What she's really saying to you is she's a different virgin, bro, from what a virgin is, if that makes sense. So you got to hear it in a metaphoric way, bro, because that is exactly how the personality is of a goddamn Virgo, bro. See? And if you think I'm lying, man, like I say, you can look it up to do the research. What's going on, James Hudson? What's going on, what you hi bye, homie? WTF? Where the females at? I think they up in here, bro. Or they might be outside. Let me go out there and ask, hey, man, what the F, man? Hey, some females out here, man. Hey, I got somebody in the chat. They want to know if it's some females. He said, what the F, man? They probably gonna let me know, but guess what? Ain't nobody out there to tell me where the females at, so fuck it, bro. I don't know. But yeah, getting back though, okay? Let me talk about the Virgo. Now, I'm gonna break it down, because Virgos are something else, bro. Like, bro, people don't talk enough about the bad sides. And I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Because, yeah, I like Virgo energy, but I just hope, listen, this is the problem. I love Virgo energy, but I just wish it was just authentic, if that makes sense. See? And here's the thing. The problem is, see, somebody that is very, very nervous, okay, by nature. Very nervous. Someone that gets stressed after work, but they have the easiest job. How does that happen? See? So that lets you know this person does not want you to figure out their routine. They don't want you to know their routine, so they go about it in a certain way, but they create chaos. And they don't understand that they're the ones creating their own chaos. It's like you're making it difficult for yourself to live. See? Because you're nitpicky. You want to be the perfectionist. You want to be somebody that the reason why, I'm gonna tell you another thing. It's very difficult to mate with them, okay? It's difficult for you to keep them as partners. It's difficult for them to actually stay in relationships. Why? Because when a person wants everything to be perfect all the time, right? What is the number one thing that makes it even more difficult? And yet you can't even experience it the same way that it's supposed to be experienced, because they're hard to please, bro. You could be rubbing the Virgo feet. You could be, taking her to Pound Town. You could be doing all this freaky stuff, and she might still not orgasm, bro. And you might try everything. You done went in the toolbox and you done said, man, you know what, you motherfucking Virgo. You know what? You start reaching and you pull out. You say, this is what I need right here. Allied motherfucking socket set. And then even though you can't please her, you still trying to, bro. And you just thinking in yourself that this girl got to let me, man. She got to get off some kind of way, whether she getting off from work or whether she getting off the toilet. But guess what? When it's all said and be all, you got to use it. And unfortunately, wait, I think I can get it. Oh, there we go. Because that was the reason why I wasn't opening. But yeah, damn, this thing is opening for shit. See, that's why I tell you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. Because right here, oh wait, damn, hold on. Aha, see, now I'm operating like a damn Virgo. Okay, so check it out. When you thinking that she ain't going, nothing can please her, you have to go to the tool set, fam. See? And then, when you're struggling to open the goddamn box, bro, how the fuck am I supposed to open this, bro? Wait a minute, man. I done about to tear my damn hand off by trying to open this thing. But like I was saying, get you one of these socket wrenches. And then, to make a Virgo orgasm, you have to fix it first, see? And then you gotta do this. And then once you get the screw out, you say, there we go. Ah, there it is. You gotta do the other side. And then when you start working on a Virgo, you say, God damn it. Ah, shit. Okay, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Once you get the damn tools off and you get the damn nut bolt off, see, once you get the bolt off, now you can nut. See? That's all it is, man. Hey, that's all it is, bro. It ain't nothing to it. You just gotta have your tools, man, to make her orgasm, bro. And that's how a Virgo woman is. But who got time for that shit, bro? Who got time to be grabbing tools and shit, bro? Not me, bro. She make it complicated, bro. She think too much. How the hell you gonna do something in bed together, go on a fabulous honeymoon, and she thinking too much about every goddamn thing before you even go, bro? You ever heard of thinking yourself out of it? Virgo, overthink everything. If you take a picture of y'all butt ass naked, bro, what is the Virgo gonna say? Mind you, she'll even text you. She won't even want to say it to you because she's not a Gemini. So she's not going to express it with conversation and being talkative. Nope. She's going to whip out her little cell phone. Why did you take a picture of me and you naked? Bro, if you don't stop questioning every freaking thing. You think somebody got an answer to every little thing they do? What? People don't got a damn answer to everything they do. Some people just do stuff. But with her, she wants to know why to everything. Why did you put the bacon in the fridge? Oh, are you cooking breakfast? Okay. Why are you cooking breakfast? Bro, if you don't get out of here with this worrying shit, bro. Virgos worry too fucking much, bro, about everything. When nothing is happening, you create your own problems. That's why you're chaotic. That's why you're toxic. And you're mutable, but you're mutable to the wrong shit. See? And I'm tired of it. Because this is the thing. She don't feel no emotion, so why are you asking so many goddamn questions and you're not even trying to feel anything emotionally? If that just shows it's not real, why you're even asking. See, you're not even asking because that's the very thing what keeps you from struggling. Listen, that's why you can't relax. You can't relax because your mind is trying to figure out everything instead of just seeing everything for what it is. See? And that's the reason why it's hard to please her, because she's too freaking reserved. Imagine being on the bench, bro. It's time to play ball. Playing basketball, right? And then the coach says, whoo! Blows the whistle. Oh, it's your, hey, come on. Tries to, let somebody take a break, bring somebody that's reserved. Only until you realize the person doesn't want to get off the bench. Because they so busy trying to figure out, coach, why are you telling me to go in for such and such? Trying to ask questions about, man, if you don't bring your behind in the game, you a basketball team player too. But they want to question, well, why me? Why are you subbing me in right now? Bro, if you don't get up and go, but they sit and think about everything, and that's why they stress themselves out. Look, another thing is this. They're anxious all the time. They have anxious energy, bro. So imagine being around somebody that's just Oh, fuck, man. And you like, what's going on? Man, I left my fucking wallet at home. God dang it. And you know what? I got a wedgie and I can't reach it. And it starts scratching their head. Because they could really just say something like, cuss. They could really say something like, just drop F-bomb. Boom. They could make it seem so like, what's going on? You begin to, show concern to it. And then you realize, there's not even a big deal of why they're doing so. Can have you about to have a damn heart attack, bro. And see, another thing is that they do all of this because they need control. And they like to micromanage. You ever had a Virgo boss? Good luck with that. You got a Virgo boss, it don't matter if it's a man or a woman. If you got a Virgo boss, they're going to micromanage you. See? They're going to follow you around and tell you, okay, could you help that customer right over there? Okay, could you mop the floor? Okay, could you turn those lights off in the back room? Could you take the garbage out in the break room? Could you go outside and let those people in? Everything that you gotta do, she's gonna be telling you to do something. Would you not get off from hovering around me? Could you? No, you're gonna, if I'm helping this customer, you're not gonna watch me work. You're gonna take your ass over there and start scrubbing the floor like I am. See? Another thing, they hold grudges quietly. Oh, but on the surface, I don't hold grudges against anyone. I'm not that type of person. I don't cheat. I don't do this, right? Until you realize that they're still harboring that same energy. They just hold on to it. They just do it quietly. See? And I'm going to tell you, if passive aggressive goes to anybody in the zodiac, it goes to Virgo. They're passive aggressive as shit. See? They're too serious, fam. Could you imagine Kobe Bryant, if he could control the goddamn plane, had he not been so damn serious? That's the reason why the plane ended up crashing anyway. Kobe Bryant was too goddamn serious in thought. He probably was bugging the damn pilot saying, yo, bro, can you make a jump shot from what is it called? From Iran, can you make a jump shot? How did they hooping it? I guarantee you, long story short, he was irritating the hell out of that pilot, bro. To where in fog, he was trying to concentrate, but he didn't want to tell the Virgo Kobe Bryant in the back to shut the fuck up. So while he's just sitting there turning, he was probably looking over his shoulder like, next thing you know, they in the back clowning. Then he just crashed, bro. And maybe the pilot crashing was just for him to get just complete peace, bro. They probably was nitpicking, criticizing his driving, bro, of that plane for that man to crash. We don't know. And hey, I'm not making fun of Kobe Bryant in the crash. I'm just saying it wasn't no peaceful ride and then they just crashed, bro. Nope. He had to been in there saying some things to that pilot, getting on him, saying stuff. Maybe he was criticizing. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Black Mama got his ass on there, started talking about the pilot's, his helmet, asking him what brand is it. Little stupid, petty, little nitpicky stuff. Virgos be doing that. Virgo could get on that hit. He could have boarded that damn helicopter and was asking all kinds, just saying all kind of weird shit. Hey man, what's that smell? Man, y'all mop this up, man? Damn, why is it so small in here? Man, damn, can we get some refreshments? He probably was back there cutting up, bro. And the pilot he feared for his life. Crashing the plane was his way of getting out of the situation, bro. And that's what I believe. Now, another thing is this. If a person is always serious, what do you think the vibe's going to be? Boring. See, a person too serious, don't want to play. Bro, asking just hypothetically, just weird questions, that's boring, bro. Scientific analysts on everything. You can't even cook a goddamn pizza when the directions say put it in the oven, flat on the pan, and just put it in the oven 15 minutes, and it's done. Nah, not with no Virgo. Nope. Is the oven clean? When was the last time that you used the broil? Just stupid shit, bro, that don't matter. Put the pizza in the oven, right? 10 to 15 minutes. Put the pizza in the goddamn oven. Next thing you know, they put it in the oven. It's done. Now the Virgo is trying to Find a different way to cut the pizza, bro, other than use a damn pizza cutter. Well, I don't really use the pizza cutter. What I tend to use is a razor blade. Bro, if you don't stop trying to do something different, see? Because you create more problems when you don't do things the normal way. Another thing is that it's hard to impress a Virgo. You could have a matching outfit on, brand new glasses, Versace, whatever it is. Either it could be the cheapest glasses, Nike, any type of glasses. They will say something about it if they don't like it. They don't keep their opinions to themselves. They find flaws fast. So if your breath stink, something that you just can't help, you miss, you're overlooked, they're gonna point it out. You got one earring in, the other one fell out, they're gonna say something about it instead of just simply ignoring it, right? They can be blunt. Like I say, they say things without thinking things through. Sometimes they do think things through and they just say it anyway. They could bottle their feelings up so you really don't know how they're really feeling. They could be difficult to read in itself. They could be secretly insecure, so sometimes they can act all confident on the surface but be insecure on the inside. They could be jealous but be jealous quietly, so they don't want other people to discover it, see? So they could be jealous quietly so that nobody notices. They could be self-critical. They can, what looks like, they could put it like this, what may look like them trying to get out of doing something, they will simply say, oh, I can't possibly do the interior because, hey, I'm not going to make it look like the person that, hey, will do it if you pay them, right? So sometimes a Virgo could really do a good job and put, carpet in and make it look nice and put picture frames, paintings, but they will tell themselves, oh, I'm not good at that. And it's like sometimes it could sound like an excuse, like they're trying to be manipulative and trying to get out of doing it. So that in itself is because they're just self-critical. They're highly self-critical of themselves, and this is what you have to watch, because this is going to allow you to be able to pinpoint where they're insecure at, see? And when they're hard on themselves, it's like, yo, just do it. Nobody's perfect, but hey, just freestyle it, make it look nice. And they just so hard on themselves that they just really think that it's not going to look right, okay? They can be picky in dating, so a lot of times they can, they'll tell you they're not looking for a relationship right now, but that's just a, subtle rejection that they just don't want to talk to you, see, because something about you that they probably are not looking for. A lot of times too, they can be they could be unrealistic when it comes to standards, so they can have their standards up here and that doesn't exist. So oftentimes they can test people just to see what you'll do. So for instance, let's say you're getting intimate, with your Virgo woman, and next you tell her that, hey, the rubber slipped off and that she possibly could be pregnant. She might actually do just like this. She might actually reach in her purse or something. Let's say she got her purse beside the bed. Next she's scrambling through her purse trying to find something that looks like, then look, then she goes like this. And then she says, damn, you didn't see that, did you? And you like, no, what was that? And then if you didn't see it, the Virgo could lie to you and say, oh, that was my birth control. Like, nah, that ain't no goddamn birth control. I saw what you put in your mouth. There was a piece of watermelon. See? But she could try to play with your mind and have you thinking like, oh, it ain't gonna happen. But she just want to fool you, see? So be careful with that. Another thing she could do is seem uninterested. So sometimes she knows the game. If she gives all herself away up front, then she knows that it's going to make you feel comfortable or make you feel it's almost like satisfied. So what she could do is try to seem uninterested. So even if you're doing everything, whining and dining her, or just making sure she's straight, she can still act like, oh, she's not really into you. You can literally ask her a question like, yo, how do you feel about me? Like, what do you like best? What do you like about me? Just by merely just asking her, and she wouldn't be able to tell you, see? Because she likes to play that whole game that, hey, I'm not really interested, or hey, or making you wait for answers, okay? Another thing too, she likes to be a workaholic. She can have those type of tendencies. She likes to prioritize tasks over feelings. That's what makes her stressed out, and then she wants to sit there and complain about it. Oh, I'm stressed because that's what you're doing. You're overworking yourself. and you don't want to take a day off. Next thing you know, like I say, she could be stingy. Let's say, even if she has a six-pack, even if it's a six-pack of sodas, you ask for one, she might say, well, these have to last me for the rest of the work week. It's little stuff like that where even if she has a bunch of stuff where you could clearly see that she has enough to just give you one, she won't do it. Because some of them can be extremely stingy, bro. Even if she got 20 freaking drinks, she won't give you one because she'll be like, oh, one was supposed to be for each day, and I'm supposed to have, this is a part of my budget, and it must stretch me until my next paycheck. Like little stuff like that. So watch that. She could be stubborn. You tell her to not to do stuff, she goes and does it anyway. See? So that's why you gotta act nonchalant and just make it seem like, oh, I know you'll do it. I know you won't mess up. You know what you gotta do? You gotta do reverse psychology. You gotta make it seem like you trust her, because you tell her, oh, Virgo is not the one. You could be like, yo, don't do this. Don't go outside after 9. You can't do them. Like, they're not gonna listen, bro. So you gotta make it seem like you don't have any type of rules. You gotta make it seem like, oh, you know what? Have fun when you go out. See? And create some sort of mystery for her to end up coming back early to check on you, because the way it's like when you're not looking for her, she gets nervous. Oh, what is he doing? See, she'll start wanting to come see what you're doing. So even if she went out with her homegirls to go party, she probably gonna be thinking about you, like, oh, why didn't he text me? Oh, why did he not say anything of worry or hey, and that's gonna make her think. And one thing about a Virgo is when her mind get to going like that, bro, she cannot control it, bro. So she has to find out. So it will make her, stop at home to see what you're doing. See? Or she might just simply text you like, what are you doing? Another thing is she hates spontaneity. So she hates like doing just, a bunch of random things at once. She likes to plan things. So if you try to like hang out with her and you're like, yo, we're gonna go to the festival, then we're gonna get something to eat, and you just got a whole list of things that are different from one another, or we're gonna go to a haunted house, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go play with the water guns and bust each other's heads with water balloons. She ain't gonna be down for that because it's too much going on. She wants to sit down and plan everything. But think about this. She wants to make a task of everything of which you mentioned. Okay, well, hey, Monday, let's go do this together. And then we can go play with the water guns on Friday because the weather's going to be 70 degrees. And then on Tuesday, we could go and see, who takes we could both sit on the toilet and see who puts the most shit in the toilet. And then whoever wins, they get, a free car. Bro, be careful with the little jokes and the little sickness because, a lot of them, they could be sadistic, bro, in the stuff that they plan. Sometimes they could plan something that's not a plan, bro. It's almost like if you agree to that, then you're in trouble. And then it's almost like you're stupid for even falling for it, okay? Because they think they know everything. They think they know best about everything. They always trying to correct people often, see? More than what? Just accepting a person or a situation for what it is and their mistakes, see? So they can become defensive, though, on the flip end when you criticize them. They can't handle it, see? Another thing, they can be distant. Sometimes you can't reach them. Sometimes when you want to talk to them and call them simply, they will only want to text. Could you imagine you really have a lot to say? You're driving and you want to talk about something important with your Virgo partner, only to realize, oh, you can't get a hold of her. Oh, she'll write you and say, oh, just text me. And you're sitting there trying to call her because you're driving. It could be instances like that, okay? Why? Because she doesn't trust easy, okay? She doesn't trust people easy. So this can allow her to be slow to trusting others. She can be emotionally guarded, okay? She might not even want to tell you how she feels about anything, even about you, the relationship. Sometimes she'll just say, oh, everything's good, okay? Just to, smush it over. She could be a negative Nancy, okay? She could be a Karen too, but she could be definitely a negative Nancy, so she can nag, hey man, and I'm gonna tell you, before she cheats on you, she will criticize you in such a way where it feels dismissive. She could remember, anytime a Virgo is about to cheat on you, bro, they will start trying to tell you what's best for you, bro. If you ever get to a point where a Virgo is trying to tell you what's best for you, it ain't even just so much of them trying to be suggestive. If she starts telling you, hey, how much better you could be, she's insinuating that compared to somebody else, the new partner she's messing with. So if it's something about you, let's say you're not getting your hair cut, she would say, well, you know what you should do? You should start to download the app and get, set appointments. Yeah, set appointments for you to get your hair cut. Yeah, because that way you can keep up with your groom, and that way you don't have to be looking the way you are. And she'll say it in a nice way so that you don't think that she's saying it. So that's what you got to watch, because she can't just say it because she doesn't like confrontation, and she doesn't like to be mean. She focuses on her image and how she services others, and last thing she wants is to tell you like it is, and just be raw with it. See, she ain't gonna do that. She's afraid to, she's insecure there, okay? She's afraid to tell it like it is, bro. So she always beats around the bush and tries to make it seem like she's trying to help you. But when she starts to do that and takes those little things in such a way, that means she's about to cheat on you, bro. Don't forget it, okay? Another thing is that she reads too much into how people, into the tone of a person's voice or what they say. Sometimes you say something, she can be very sensitive to how you said it, okay? Another thing is you got to be careful. Now, here's another thing. The aura of a Virgo is contagious, okay? And what this means is that if she is stressed out, it can rub onto others very easily. So be careful when she or he is like this and they come around you, because they can really be negative Nancy's and start unloading, trauma dumping, and next thing you know, you could become stressed out. Another thing too is they hate clutter, okay? They hate a mess. So if a Virgo is over your house and you got McDonald's bags caked up in the corner and you got all kind of little stuff that needs to be thrown away and you haven't thrown it away yet, you got dishes in the sink, overflowing garbage, just say your house is a mess, right? Good luck, because if you are in company of a Virgo, they're definitely going to point out those things, okay? Because they get irritated by seeing messy things. They could be impatient with lazy people. They can also want things to go their way. They could be picky about appearances of how things look. They could be, always private to a fault, so you never really know what's going on. They can give off the sneaky vibes. They could also try to fix everyone, even if they don't need to be fixed. They can give unsolicited. They could give. Put it like this. They could give. Excuse me. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Hold on a second. Okay, another thing was, my bad, y'all. I had to answer the call Texas or whatever, but give me 1 second, y'all. Oh, all right, y'all. Okay, so looking where I left off. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I said they could be private to a fault. So they don't like to share things that they're up to, what they're doing, and what's going on with them, in the current moment. Another thing too is they could be quietly competitive. So they might want things, and then even if you guys share them, simply together, they may still want their own. So let's say, like, for instance, you and your Virgo are married, or you guys are in a relationship, and then you guys have a house together. Let's say the house was basically given to you, or you inherited through your dad or something. Let's say it's yours though. She lives with you. Sometimes a Virgo could want their own, see, because it's almost like they just want to have one too. So you own one and then they own one, and sometimes it may make no sense to you. Sometimes you would be like, yo, why does that matter? We both got a house together. We don't need two houses. But sometimes Virgo may still want their own. even if it's a vehicle that you guys share together, they still want their own car. Like, and it's almost like if that's not in your budget, it could be a problem. Now, going back to, they want their way with everything, even if they're wrong or it's for the wrong reasons or it doesn't make sense to you. That could be a thing. Now, they could basically give bad advice, okay? Now, and I mean, like, when it comes to, like, when it's unsolicited, it's like they can just give bad advice, bro. Like, advice. Could you imagine somebody telling you, and I'm gonna tell you, the Virgo can make it sound like so tender, so caring, so concerning, like they're really looking out for you, and be giving you some bad advice, bro. Like, it might be something like, let's say you work out, and then let's say you just got done working out, and then all of a sudden you're met with a Virgo on the way out from the gym, right? Next thing you know, you tell the Virgo, like, oh man, just had a full, I just been lifting weights, just had a good workout. And they might even ask you, how was your workout? And then they'll say something like this: oh, I can go for I can go for a Wendy's BOT or something from Wendy's or something, right? Knowing you just worked out, it's almost like she could say it in such a way that's nonchalant, but be really trying to ruin your workout, your gains or whatever it is, with the whole choice of what you should eat afterwards. So she'd be like, oh yeah, they got the two fish for $5 at Arby's or whatever. And knowing that that's a greasy meal is going to, blow your workout, she'll say, oh yeah, you should actually try sometimes. They actually have it right now. You can go up there and get the 2 for $5. And you think it's some good ass advice, and it's not no damn good advice, bro. Virgo is good at dismantling structured situations and things. So let's say it's a project that you're working on for yourself, like trying to lose weight, trying to, save up to get a car, trying to, any type of goal you have that you're working hard towards, and a Virgo gets whiff of it, they could give you bad advice to ruin your efforts. It's like, damn, you just ruined my whole shit. Listening to you, I just lost this and lost that. See? You can't trust Virgo. See, that's why I'd say to each zodiac sign, you have to be careful. See? Now, another thing, they can come off to be superior to, being the octagon or something bigger than what they are. So watch this. That's where their ego is. They could be hard on their partners. They can really try to treat you like a friend that they've just met, even though you guys are engaged or married. It's terrible. See? A lot of times they be hard on you, and you be like, damn, when we was friends, you was never this rough around the edges. You was never this, this controlling. You see? Because I'm gonna tell you why. She or he demands what? They demand consistency always. See? That's why they're like this. That's why they feel like they have to do this. They can have a low tolerance for nonsense or things that just don't make sense. And also they can ghost when they're disappointed. You might not hear from them or hear from them for days on end. They can withdraw instead of talking. And that is the difference between Gemini and Virgo. See, Virgo withdraws instead of talking to you about situations. Gemini has to talk to you about situations, see, in order to feel relieved, in order to feel centered, okay? Now, another thing I watch out with Virgo is they like to hold standards that other people can't meet. They like to raise the bar super high, so anything that they suggest to you, that's why I said you can't always believe it, because some of the things of which they may, expect you to do might not even be something that you need to do, see, or need to be worried about. They could be hyper focused on just the details of a situation. They could seem emotionally dry. They can lack romance at times, so they could be, more cold-hearted or cold-detached in a situation, to where even if the moment is hot between the both of you and things become intimate, they do not have romance, bro. They don't even know how to be romantic to their partner. So they could be the type of, to keep their clothes on when you guys are trying to, get busy. It's like she might keep her upper, keep her shirt on, and might keep her bra on, and then just, pull her pants down, but she won't take off the front, she won't get fully naked, bro, because that's just how transactional she can make the whole experience be. Almost like it's not even a real relationship. It could feel like, oh, she's just doing something because she wants something. Oh, I need a car. Oh, well, hey, tell you what, we could be freaky all week long, but it's not as long as you get me the car, that Camry, that 2000 such and such Camry that I want, then hey, I'll give you whatever you want. That's why I said they're sadistic, because even in those moments, they'll do something that is like literally nasty just to get something that they want. See, it's like, oh, you need a house. Oh, you want to get a pet, or hey, you want to get a new German Shepherd. You don't have the money to do so. She'll sleep with someone to get that. See, another thing too, because she doesn't take sex serious like some of the other zodiac signs like Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or Capricorn, in such a way. She likes things to be transactional. Another thing too, she could doubt compliments that you give her. You could tell her how beautiful she is and how such of a princess that she is, and it's like she won't believe it. She'll be like looking at you like there's something wrong with you for saying that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why though. Because she wants to avoid being vulnerable at all costs. She does not like to be vulnerable, even as a woman. See, another thing, I'm gonna tell you why. Backing that up, she's too cautious, bro. She's too worried about how things look, how things are, what will happen, what won't happen. She's too focused on all those different things because she simply fears making a mistake. Okay, and she's very hard on herself and others, such as her partners. So that's why when you try to have a Virgo work on something, don't be surprised if they start suggesting that you get the rest of the work done by somebody else. How the hell would you start a damn project for someone else that paid you through contract to paint their house, to put, hardwood floors in, to basically remodel the kitchen, only to do a half-ass job, and then got the nerve to say, yo, I actually have a friend named Ricky Martin that could do your backyard deck, and hey, put the new ceiling in, but yeah, I don't really want to, I don't want to mess it up. But come on, bro, I done paid you like $3,000 to do the damn house, and you sitting up here telling me how I should go get the work done by somebody else because you don't trust your work. And then when a Pisces, see, you can't pull those type of games with Pisces, because Pisces will call you out on the very thing that you're trying to be manipulative about, Virgo, and tell you, oh, if you really just don't want to put my dishwasher in, just say that. And then Virgo cannot handle those type of challenges, and Virgo will try to prove you wrong. That's a lot of times what they end up doing is that they get upset, and then they're like, yo, what did you say? And then a Pisces is like, if you don't want to, if you just simply can't, install my dishwasher, then hey, just say that. Then a Virgo will get mad, and they'll rip the damn box open that got the dishwasher, and then they'll be like, you're always saying something. See, you know what? They'll get all mad and flustered. I know it was a 13, yeah, 16, yeah, okay. And then they'll do all of that. Like, damn, why did you just do that to begin with? Why did you have to create a fucking mess, right? Why'd I gotta scream at you to do something? And then they'll do all of this, right? And install the damn dishwasher. But the whole time they was trying to get out of doing it, see? So that's why I say sometimes when a Virgo tries to act like they're trying, like they can't simply do something, it's because they don't want to. But they try to suggest that you do it or get it done by somebody else because they don't want to do it, see? And that's why I say you can't trust their advice, because they could be shady and basically trying to, get out of it. It's like, oh, you just trying to get it off of you, but you're trying to make it seem like you're helping me out by giving me, by like trying to give me like a reference, or you trying to, tell me, say, put it like this, trying to make it seem like you're trying to help me out, but you're not really trying to do that, okay? So that's something you got to watch with Virgo. And also, let me see. fault, y'all. Okay, then another thing is this. All right, so another thing with Virgos, they could be pessimistic. They could be, like I say, negative Nancy's. They could always seem unavailable when they are actually available. They could be slow to commit to things. Where you may ask them if they could do something Friday for you. Can you watch the kids for me while I go to work? They may, be slow to commit to that. Oh, I'll get back to you on Thursday. I actually got a lot going on. They can also expect you to read their mind, which is another sneaky vibe, which I mentioned earlier, that Virgos oftentimes, they want you to just figure things out. So it's like, as we know it, if you don't give anybody any like leeway or make it easy for someone to understand what you want, don't expect them to read your mind, okay? But Virgo, you end up, put it like this, Virgo, you end up disappointing yourself when you realize that this doesn't work, okay? You try to read, get other people to read how you feel, and just because you don't want to express it or say it, and then a person can literally just misunderstand you altogether. Another thing about Virgo is that they could become resentful over things. It doesn't matter on a small end or a larger scale, and they will rarely admit when they're hurt directly by something you say or do. It's always something to Gemini and Virgo where they can't just be authentic with how they feel. They care about so much of how they look in front of others that they try to save face, and they hate just looking hurt when they are hurt. Just own it. If you're hurt, you're hurt. God damn it. They can silently punish others and themselves, including themselves. So that's why I say they could be sadistic, that you might not even know that they're trying to punish you because they do it in a sneaky way. They could be, for instance, let's say you work with a Virgo, right? And she or he is trying to punish you for something you did to them maybe a week ago, but it wasn't even something that was a big deal. But unfortunately, if you work, let's say you work with a Virgo boss, a woman, next thing you know, let's say that the store is about to close soon, so she sends everybody home early, but then she starts saving tasks for you to do that nobody else did, or that, hey, maybe she just wants you to suffer, and she leaves like all the dishes out, dirty dishes, hella garbage that needs to be taken out, but she sent all the workers home early for the day. And then when you came in from your last delivery or whatever, she's like, yo, if you want to just knock those out, and then you're good to go. And then you look over there and it's a ton of shit, like, damn, and I'm the only one here by myself. Virgo could do you dirty like that, but make it seem like, oh, it's nothing. Like, yeah, when you knock that out, you can just go ahead and clock out. And they'll say it in such a nonchalant way to make it seem like they didn't plan that shit. See? So that's what I'm saying, is you got to be careful with Virgo, because they always try to come off like they're doing the right thing, like they're trying to be helpful. But they could be rude as shit and just super, super sadistic, to where it's sickening to know that they like literally planned something just to punish you, but they won't admit to it. See? They won't really show you that, hey, this is my doing. See? Now, another thing is that he or she is tough to emotionally satisfy. So you know how you give a back rub, usually it makes a person feel good, right? Not with a Virgo. See? Because the thing about it, they need reassurance, bro, but they hide it. They act like they don't need anybody to reassure them. See? If you say something like, yo, I just wanted to make sure you were good, they ain't trying to hear that shit. See? It's like, damn, that's how I really felt though. Nope, they don't receive it that way. See? They feel like you looking down on them because you say, yo, you need a ride to the bus, you need a ride to school, or hey, you want a lift? No, I don't need a lift. Like, but they really just take it personal, but it's like you really do need a lift. You just don't want nobody to know you need it. See? Another thing is that I have is they could be draining when they're stressed, because they could try to make you care, especially if it's not, your fault or has nothing to do with you at all. It's like sometimes they can have a stressful day at work, and then let's say you ask about something that's not, put it like this, you could ask something that is not of something that she wants to talk about. She could get mad at you and then try to make it seem like, oh, you don't care. Every time you call me, it's about sex, but then she might be like, but what about, if I'm having a good day? Like, why did you ask me how I was for today? She could try to be controlling in a way that try to make you act or communicate the way that she wants you to communicate. So be careful with that. And then it's hard to truly know her deeply, because sometimes, like, when you think she love you, or you think that, oh, everything good between y'all, you could be absolutely wrong, bro. She could be like the type of person that could be, come around you when she is on her way out the relationship. It's almost like you can never get comfortable with Virgo, bro. You can't take eyes off of them for very long, because if you leave a stay-at-home wife that is a Virgo at home, and then you always think she's at home, oh yeah, my wife's at home, but she's a Virgo, I will dare you to go check on her. Not through text message, not through phone call. Drive over there to your home and see if she's in there still, because she might not be there, bro. Because she's good at playing the role. She's good at always being punctual, always doing, she'll do like, because what it is, she wants you to trust her. And as soon as she gets the reassurance, as soon as you think it's a routine that takes place, and once she realizes that, oh, you're not gonna come and check on me and see if I'm okay, or hey, you're gonna just do the text message thing, that's when she'll start cheating on you, bro. That's when she'll start being hella sneaky, to where, oh, she could tell you, oh yeah, I went to the pet store to get, dog food, but then she actually went to the dude's house to fuck. And it's like, okay, it's like you don't even know, but because she's always babe this, babe that, and honey, 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 you don't catch on to like any of the bull crap happening, because she doesn't give you the look, if that makes sense. She's always hiding things to where she doesn't show you it, on her face emotionally. You can't read into it and say, oh damn, she's cheating because she's smirking around. And nope, she can keep the same wakey my princess look, and next thing you know, she could be literally out the door as soon as you go to work, or bringing somebody over when you go to work. See, because she treat everything as a task. So when she cheats, she doesn't cheat merely she doesn't cheat spontaneously, where she just does something on a whim. Nope, she gets into a book, like a actual calendar, and she writes in there, oh, like she makes plans to go cheat. Oh, Friday I'm cheating. Like, who does that? I know what you're saying. As I said, it's a different version of what, I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different version of what that consists of, if that makes sense. So if she cheats, she does it in a more like accomplishing a task way, if that makes sense. It's like, oh, she's doing it like she's actually making plans to cheat, because she has to do it in such a way where you won't find out, if that makes sense. So remember I said, she doesn't want you to know how she really is. And see, that's what you got to watch out for, because now that's the bad. Now I would say this, that was more of the unhealthy, at the dark side. And yeah, sun sign, it could still be that way, but it might not happen as much if it's just the sun sign, okay? But for the most part, she can be loyal, yes. She can be intelligent, he or she, and this applies to both. They can have standards, they can be reliable, they can start, or organization, they can do all these different things, they can be honest, dedicated. But all I'm saying is that you just have to still not get too comfortable, see? Because I'm telling you, like, if it's a dark side Virgo, then you got another thing coming, bro. Because with dark side Virgo, I'm gonna tell you, it's different, but it's almost like everything of what I mentioned, but 10 times worse, okay? Because they could be hypercritical of everybody. They could literally, want to keep everything so perfect that it hurts relationships, because the reason why people break up is because there's too much expectation on your behavior, see, or your actions, or just the whole expectation in itself. The person wants you to do something that you're probably not going to do anytime sooner. So some people say, okay, well, I'll just find somebody else because they realize that they are not hip to your routine of doing things. But here's what kills it. What kills the vibe is that the dark side Virgo likes to nitpick tiny flaws constantly. It ain't just like one thing, oh, your shirt's wrinkled. No, they have to nitpick your whole entire head to toe. See? Of what's going on. They could be cold and emotionally detached at the same time, passive aggressive instead of direct, secretly judgmental, judge you with others, so they could judge you, but it's like they're double teaming you. She's with a friend and they're both talking about you and how you are and what you got going on. So she could be the male best friend to where even if it's your best friend, she could actually be cool with him or want to get cool with him just to talk about you. See? So that's another dark side Virgo thing is that. Now, it's funny because most of everything about the dark side Virgo matches the light side Virgo. So that's why I said Virgos are sadistic by nature. Now, I'm going to break it down for y'all because I'm going to let you guys know how, like in examples, because sometimes people be like, yo, you know, this ain't me just being biased or me just trying to slander the Virgos. No, I'm telling you the truth, bro, because yes, I've experienced it. And here's the thing. If you guys know what sadistic means, it means that, taking pleasure in another person's pain, humiliation, fear, or suffering, okay? So it's not the same as being strict. It's not the same as being blunt, angry, or competitive. Now, most people are not sadistic by nature, okay? Because behavior usually comes from what we've learned as we were raised. So it goes from the personality traits that we've learned as we became, from children to adults, learned behavior, experiences, trauma, and then the whole power seeking, which is related to other factors, okay? So that sadistic behavior of what I'm talking about is, let's say you are emotional, okay? Let's say you are emotional, meaning you have natural responses to emotionally inclined things, okay? So let's say you cry because you're sad. You cry because you're frustrated. You cry because you're disappointed. You cry because something hurts, right? Or you're annoyed or frustrated. What I mean by sadistic behavior coming from a Virgo, as they observe you doing so, they will mock you because, they'll mock you while you are crying. That's what I mean by sadistic behavior. Like who does that? See, they can enjoy humiliating a partner in public. And imagine you just chilling with a group of people, Virgo take it upon themselves to just start doing this. You're gonna be like, yo, why are you starting this right now in this little, like right now at this time, right? So they can intentionally provoke fear just by simply just to laugh, just to be, they can literally be sitting there clowning your shit just for amusement. See? Because they just internally want to provoke you. They can bully weaker people. They can actually target weaker people that they know are weak repeatedly because it feels good. See? So that's like a person, could you imagine? She could be with that abusive boyfriend, right? And she's literally you know what I'm saying? She's literally D-sucking, where she's like kissing his ass. Every little thing he tell her to do, she's doing it. Oh, you go in there and clean your room. Hey, man, get your ass in there doing the dishes. He's on her, and the Virgo woman have the nerve to, yes, sir. Yes, sir. She doing everything that man, because she's afraid of him. Now, that man just takes advantage of her like nothing. That's why I say the only zodiac sign that can easily be taken advantage of, almost as if they have no soul, is Virgo. So she can really be with an abusive mate, beating the brakes off her every day, and she will She will serve that man, bring food to his bed every day and won't leave. Flip side, if she sees that you're weak, she gonna run all over you. She gonna at least try. See? So she would try to bully you just because she feels that, just because you're weak, and then she'll keep doing it repeatedly so it doesn't stop. Even though she knows it bothers you, it hurts you, makes you feel some type of way, she doesn't care. See? Now, let's say you're injured. See? Let's say you dropped a watermelon on your big toe and you broke your toe, right? If a Virgo was there and seen that happen to you, they would have no, listen, they would be smiling, smirking, laughing about the fact that, Timbo, he ended up dropping the damn watermelon on his big toe, and be laughing about it. Knowing that person is in severe pain, may have a cast, they don't care, see? They can also withhold help during distress to watch the other person struggle. Whether you could be in 0 below weather, 5 below weather, next you know, you out there in the snow's up to your knees, and you need help. Guess what? The Virgo can laugh and just simply not help you just because you're in that situation, and they could have helped you. See? They can also trap somebody in a no-win situation for fun. See? So imagine she got pregnant by somebody else and you thinking it's yours. And you don't even understand that her and the baby daddy, the real father, already know that it's theirs, but you don't know it's not yours. A Virgo can literally act as if it's yours until you guys get the little fraternity thing. And then all of a sudden, you find out something that they already knew the whole damn time, that it wasn't yours, bro. That's sick. That's sadistic. See that? Another thing is that they like to physically hurt animals, bro. Yes. Or people for pleasure. They can literally see a cat on the porch and literally grab it and do something that's terrible to it, just off of just being just mad about work, something. They could do stuff like step on things that they probably shouldn't step on and just let it live and let it go, let it run its course, go do whatever it was that it was going to do. They could literally be the type of person to climb a tree and get to messing with a damn squirrel as if the squirrel was a human that pissed them off. See? Another thing they could do is gaslight somebody instead of just helping the person or loving the person. They could gaslight somebody and enjoy their confusion at the same goddamn time. See? They also could create jealousy triangles, okay? Just to watch reactions. So that's why I said be careful when you try to third wheel or bring somebody else in the picture when it's just you and your Virgo, because Virgo can be messy, flirty. They could be flirts where they could start to, flirty, to where they could start, flirting with your friend when you go to the bathroom. Those little instances, she can make it seem like she got his number when she really didn't, but she's just trying to make you jealous and make you worry like something happened when it actually didn't. She could sabotage somebody else's success because their pain feels, satisfying. She also can record somebody's humiliation to share it. So let's say you're a preacher in a church, and let's say you're facing somebody else's bagel, and next thing you know, she could record you, and you didn't even know she recorded you, only to share with her sister, her friends, and then just humiliate you over the web, Facebook or Instagram. Just spread all your business out there. It could be a situation where she sleeps with your wife, or he sleeps with your wife, and she sleeps with your husband, and then smears it all over Twitter and all different types of social media platforms. See? And then be getting off on it. They can also deliberately just isolate somebody and then enjoy their loneliness. Even if she is the one in the middle of it. Maybe she could sleep with your best friend just to ruin and sabotage you guys' relationship, and then all of a sudden, now you're mad at your friend because of her, and now you have no friend, and it's like they could basically think that's funny and enjoy it. Also, they could punish beyond what is reasonable because suffering feels rewarding to them. See, so let's just say you're suffering behind something that they've caused, and it's like they're going too far with it. See, so just know that every day of which it passes can be a mild form of it, okay? But it's still unhealthy in itself, because when you tease somebody in itself, that's what targets what other people's insecurities, and it does this repeatedly. So that's why they say a joke is simply not a joke. Jokes are just jokes are just like an excuse to really attack somebody, okay, in such a way, because jokes are meant to what? Not to make you laugh. Jokes are not meant to make you laugh. They're not to make you feel good. They're meant to sting, okay? So what we begin to realize here is power trips, okay? These are power trips at work here. So with the Virgo, it's almost like they could deliberately waste somebody else's time to simply frustrate them on purpose. It's cold-blooded, see? And then at the same damn time, once you catch whiff of this, they can simply stonewall specifically to cause distress. See? So they can definitely, they can make your life a living hell if they want to. And I'm gonna tell you something. What you really gotta watch though is this. The Virgo can make it look like they're setting boundaries when they're not. They can make it look like, oh, I'm just giving my honest opinion, my honest, criticism towards you and your situation. And they can make it seem like they've given it respectfully. They also can look, this is a number one huge thing to remember. They can enjoy competition without cruelty, and there's always consequences to harmful behavior. So but this is what I'm saying. Sometimes Virgo can know an outcome. He or she can really pinpoint, see a situation unraveling and not tell you. They can say, you could park, feel free to park in the front, right? Oh, it's Saturday, you're not gonna get a ticket. And then you park in the front, but then all of a sudden there's a faded handicap symbol in the embedded in the ground, which you can't really see. As soon as your car hovers over it, you don't even know that, hey, Cindy said park in the front. It's Saturday, no, you're not getting a ticket. Next thing you know, you get off work and you go to your car, and now you got a $300-400 ticket for parking the handicap spot. And then you bring it to Cindy's attention like, yo, you said that I could park in the front, that they're not gonna come out and check. And then she said, oh, I didn't really think you were gonna actually do it. I was just joking. And it's just little stuff like that where that wasn't funny, bro. And they can really be like doing that to everybody and having the same fucking look. I'm gonna tell you, they can do the same damn scheme to everybody and just laugh whoever falls for it. And little do you know, she's doing that on purpose, and you don't even know. You thought she was just being respectful, friendly. Oh, you just started the job. Oh, you thought she was looking out for you. That's what I mean by a sadistic Virgo giving bad advice, bro. You can't listen to them, bro. They always want to keep the leverage, bro, in situations. So if you start a job, they're already trying to be better than you. They're already trying to be above you. Whether you get in trouble for something, they want to stay up here. See, another thing is this, because they don't like to share anything that they've accomplished, if that makes sense. They're very stingy, greedy. Let's say they're the type of person to delete your position by becoming, basically, it's almost like they could delete your position at your job by taking on more hours, and all of a sudden their job ends up making the other job just insignificant, to where, oh, we don't need to have a peer like let's say you do let's say you work at a grocery store and then you work with the meat, with the fish and everything. Next you know, a Virgo takes a chef job or some type of job that's connected, but then they're hogging all the hours, and they end up deleting your position because there's no hours left. So all of a sudden they can literally just do that, and they can put it like this: they could do it on purpose because they knew it was going to delete your job, because they're smart like that. They can really calculate, oh, if I take more hours, I could just do the fish thing, and then I don't even never have to see this person's face. But they can make it seem like, oh, something happened within the organization. Oh, they're changing everything. And you leave with that, believing that, oh yeah, well, they're changing everything, they got rid of my position. And then secretly, you will end up finding out later, if not sooner, that the Virgo was up to it the whole time. They took those hours to remove you. It's cold-blooded. You got to be very careful with Virgo be thinking they slick, bro. Another thing is, now in dating, when you're dating a Virgo like this, okay, pay attention to the red flags, because a lot of times they enjoy making you jealous, bro. If they even get a whiff of who you're friends with, they can make it seem like, oh, who's that? Let's say, like, you never supposed to trust somebody that's looking for your mate, okay? Or not mate, but somebody that, anytime somebody is looking for somebody that is not, it has nothing to do with the current situation. That's what I was trying to say. Let's say, if, for all you fellas out there that's watching, could you imagine if one of your homeboys or a friend or colleague comes to your house, right? And then they get to asking where your wife is. Hey, where's Brenda? Oh, where's Susie? Where's Cindy? Oh, hey, you'll be like, yo, why you asking about my wife? That's weird. You come over my house and we gonna watch the game, and then you sitting there asking me, oh, by the way, where's Brenda? Oh, where's Susie at? Where's Yolanda? Where's Keisha? It's like, bro, what is you asking about my girl for? So if a girl mentions one of your guys and you like, you might feel like, yo, why you asking about my homeboy? Why you asking about such and such? You must want him. Because it's like, if he ain't in the picture, what is you asking about him for? See? And that's why I'm telling you, Virgos will do that shit on purpose. See? Because they enjoy trying to make you feel jealous, even though it's almost like, even though they know exactly what they're doing. I'm going to tell you why. Because they like to make you jealous by punishing your vulnerability. See? The very thing that they hate, this is how you know it's projection. And at the same time, they're jealous most of the times and insecure. So they definitely try to project their insecurities onto others. And to tell you what, it comes with what? Laughing at your pain or escalating conflicts for entertainment. See? So that's why I said, like, you can't trust Virgo because they're ruled by Mercury, bro. And see, the problem is with the mercurial energy, of which I mentioned, is outwardly destructive. See, whatever it comes against, it can simply destroy it. See, because of how the energy is projected. See, so it's almost like whatever or whoever comes around a Gemini or a Virgo, they instantly feel the effects of that of which is present. See, no matter what. So even if a Virgo is not saying anything, they're saying a whole lot, bro. Even if they're not doing anything, they're doing a whole lot. You just don't know. See, and I'm gonna tell you the best way. It's not for me. I'm not trying to strike fear in y'all. I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, they're the boogeyman. I'm just letting you know that always have a backup plan, bro. Always have a extra fresh pair of shoes put up in the cat. Yay. You never know when you gotta put them on, fam. Because with Virgo, it could be a mess all in itself, and you would never know, fam, of something they're doing, of why they did it, how they did it, and whatnot. Okay. Now, and then a lot of y'all might say, well, damn, sadistic is a real harsh word to use. And hey, you might be right. But if that isn't, or I say, to make those of you feel better that's watching this that might feel that way, put it like this: Virgos can be cruel. If that's a better way for a better word to use, they can be very cruel. Okay. Now, another thing is this. All right. Because I know a lot of y'all can be like, well, damn, I'm not sure now as well. Listen to him. He's making it seem like Virgos are not even worth keeping around. So what do we do with Virgo? This, I'm going to tell you. So, because, you know, I don't want to leave y'all out there and just have y'all worried about it. One second. Okay, so this is how you want to deal with a Virgo, okay? Just so you can avoid all these type of arsenals of cruelty, okay? Don't feed the reaction. That's the first thing. Do not feed into what they're doing, bro. That's why I said just have other options, and always be ready to leave. Always be willing to just end it, bro. See, because the thing that they fear is the boundary anyway. They don't even set boundaries. The funny thing about Virgo, they don't set boundaries, bro. Because that's why they feel the effects of their decisions, because they put no boundary there. See? Now, many cruel people want a emotional payoff, okay? They want the emotional payoff, and that's how they get you, is through the reaction. So what you want to do is stay calm and breathe. Don't get defensive. Avoid, long defensive explanations, because when you explain yourself, it makes you look weak. Also, you want to always use one-word answers when you're dealing with such a person. So you want to keep it neutral and say things like, okay, I got it. All right, okay, well, hey, I'm leaving now. And I'm going to tell you why. Less is more, and that won't work. See, that won't work for me as a good thing to say as well when you're dealing with a Virgo like that. Okay, don't give them any vulnerabilities to go off of. You have to limit the personal information that you give Virgos, because they will ask many questions in different arsenals, in different ways to get different answers. So even if she's not getting what the answer that she's looking for, she could ask the question in certain, in a tricky way to get it. So you want to keep sensitive topics private. You want to avoid oversharing, sharing traumatic stories from the past about your ex or anything that could be used against you later, because Virgo will do it. And don't talk about your finances with them, or insecurities that you have, relationship issues that you have, as I mentioned way in the back, of how you and your ex split, because they will use that against you. Now, if you look at the depiction with the Virgo sign, as I mentioned, it's sort of like the M, but the stinger is inwardly, okay? When you look at Scorpio, it's almost like the M, but the stinger is outwardly. So what that means is that the inwardly means that it's what you can't see. See, you don't see the mere fact that they're trying to hurt you, because the way they come off, they try to come off as being of service. So this is the deception within Virgo that you have to watch out for, and not believe their demeanor over their what? See? Over what's going on in the inside, the insecurity, things that you can't see. Now, you want to set firm boundaries. See, earlier on when you're dealing with a Virgo. This is why the man that puts his hands on her, this is why he gets away with everything. And I'm putting a disclaimer. That's not what I'm saying to do. I'm just saying you have to be firm, and you got to show her that, hey, I'm not playing with you. If you do this, this is going to happen. If you cheat, this is going to happen. See? So you want to state the limits clearly. Don't speak to me that way if she's talking to you recklessly, talking to you disrespectfully. You need to nip it in the bud sooner. Don't wait. See? If she cuts you off, if she, talks to you in a way that you don't like, simply tell her, don't speak to me that way. Set the boundaries early. If she insults you, then tell her, if you insult me, I'm ending the conversation. Cut and dry. See? That's why I said. And then follow through on it. After you said all of this, follow through on it. Do not get into the whole back and forth, oh, this and that, because that's what she feeds off of. And then that's how she gauges whether or not you're weak or not. See? In regards to you holding frame or not. Now, you want to use distant use distance strategically here, okay? Because less access means what? That person having less opportunity to try anything. So you want to reduce the whole texting, the calls, and maintain a bit of a mystery, okay? Keep interactions public or around others, and shorten time spent together. Don't spend a whole lot of time with her, because as I mentioned, it's gonna make you look weak. See, don't try to outplay them now at the same time, because now you're just feeding into the power game, okay? And it can escalate from there. So you always want to focus on safety and consistency. And document, like I say, always write down everything, patterns, work, family, or keep a mental note, or just simple situations in itself. Because let's say if the person is a coworker, or somebody you work with, and a roommate, or a co-parent, somebody you may have ran across with, or someone you see every day, you want to save the messages, the text messages. This is a good one. Voice recording on the phone call. When you're talking with a Virgo over the phone, as well as a Leo, make sure you have the record phone call option on your phone on. See, that way you could actually download it for free on Google Play Store or iOS, the Apple. You could get the app, or sometimes it comes on your phone automatically, and you just gotta turn it on. I will, man. Listen, bro. You will thank me later, bro. Always record phone calls, even if it ain't got nothing to do with zodiac sign. Record phone calls, because when you talk to these people, it could be related to finances, anything. People lie, people make mistakes, people say stuff, and hey, you got it on voice recording. See, it could defend you. Hey, it could defend you in court. It's something to go back to replay the conversation, and then you're able to see the gaps, the patterns. And hear it again and say, oh yeah, they're lying. That's not what that's not what they told me, or something. So always record the phone conversation that you and the Virgo are having, or with just everybody. And here's the thing: keep the dates, the times, and the examples of what just happened. Use factual notes, make sure they're neat and precise and simple for you to remember it. Build allies. Have somebody watch your Virgo. Let's say it's the neighbor across the street. Let's say your nephew that comes over, often. It can just make sure you got eyes elsewhere when you're not there, just to watch her. Because listen, let's say you got a Virgo wife at home. Hell, chop it up with the neighbor next door and be like, yo, bro, I throw you a couple dollars if you just watch old girl and shit while I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be in the factory, I'll be whoopty-whoopty-woo. I can't get to my phone. Ring camera don't half the time be working. Just keep an eye. If you see any movement, just let me know. And then you'll be surprised, because listen, she thinks she's so slick, fam. She would literally leave and skinny dip and just get out the house sneakily, get into somebody else's car, put the car that you guys drive together in the garage. And she plays a lot of, man, listen, she's cold-blooded when she's cheating, bro, when she's doing, sneaky stuff. So have a neighbor just, watch her. Build allies is what I'm saying. Because cruel people, I'm going to tell you, the mistake that they leave behind is that this is the thing. They isolate targets, Brody. See, cruel people, they often isolate targets. So stay connected to trusted friends and family. Like I say, if you are in the workplace, make sure you use HR, management, if it's needed in the workplace and it's workplace related, and seek counseling, whether you in a marriage or, with a Virgo that's like this, or, make sure you have a support system, okay? Because if not, it can affect your mental health, bro. Remember I said a Virgo can simply pass on stress to everybody in this environment, Brody. Yes. Just as well as they can fix things, they can break things. So that's always remember that. Remember they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's different with a Virgo, because guess what? If it's broke, it's gonna stay broke. Now, another thing is this: you have to avoid the manipulation traps with Virgo, okay? Because they can bait you into, they can bait you into anger. They can bait you into anger, so they can set you up and get you riled up and throw you into that anger pool, okay? Also, they can publicly embarrass you. They can also love bomb you and then punish you. They can also play victim after harming you. See, how you gonna play victim after hurting me? See, so recognize the pattern and disengage, and then also have an exit. Have your exit ready. Have your plan of escape ready. Okay, because if somebody repeatedly enjoys hurting you, change. See, spontaneity is important. That's why Virgo doesn't like it, because Virgos oftentimes like a routine that they can act, that's why they get along with Taurus. They like a routine that doesn't change. So if you go to work at 7 in the morning and you get off at 7 at night, Monday through Friday, full time, right? A Virgo gets used to that routine. So that's what makes her feel more confident in planning tasks, because now it's like, oh, my schedule doesn't change. So I'm always at home alone on Saturdays. So then you got to be careful, because she might not be home on Saturdays. She just make it seem like she's at home on Saturdays. So you have to literally remember this, you guys, okay? You got to know that she will literally play the victim and harming you. The problem is this: the opposite polarity of Virgo is Pisces. See, Pisces is authentic. Virgo is not. So the very thing of what you can't see is that a Pisces will still, will take something off of you other than steal it. A Pisces will say, man, give me that hat, give me them glasses, and give me that big ass shirt you got on, and run off with it. A Virgo, no. A Virgo gonna wait for you to go to sleep. A Virgo gonna wait for you to get drunk to take that hat off, to take them glasses, and take that shirt off. The difference here is that you got more of a person that is what? When it comes to a person scamming you versus taking from you, two different things. Virgo would scam you. If it was a Pisces would just take it off you. See, and the thing about it is this: spontaneity is the key here, because listen, that's what disrupts the whole routine in itself. Because if you ever notice, change is slow. It's often slow or what? Absent. See, in the situation. So that's why I said, when you plan your way of escape, just leave. That's the healthiest thing for you, not to have a mental breakdown when you're dealing with Virgo. Virgo likes to pass on that stress to others. Have your life all unraveled, messed up. See, because of their mess. See, so you always want to say, it clearly, I'm not participating in this. Hey, that comment that you made about me was inappropriate. Hey, we could talk when you're respectful, and I'm leaving now. Just cut, chopping block. Keep it, simple and plain when you're dealing with Virgo, because what comes with cruelty, okay? What comes with cruelty? Control. So that's the very thing of what Virgo is trying to do. Two different things at one time. So what is this in itself? Abuse. That's why they will show love to the abusing partner over somebody that treats them well. It's cold-blooded. It's ass backwards, bro. It's almost like wearing your shirt inside out, because the stinger is inwardly. See, so they don't understand or respect people that are nice to them. They're not attracted to it. See, it's like they don't even know how to make sense of it. So always know that cruelty comes hand in hand with control, and that could become abusive. So you got to prioritize safety planning when you're dealing with a Virgo, and you have to have outside support. That's why I said always keep a pair of shoes in the closet that you never wore before, because guess what? You might just need to use them when you're dealing with a Virgo. Okay? Now, another thing that you want to know about this dynamic as well, okay, is you want to mute and block them quickly. As you see these behaviors, these red flags, do not try to dance with the devil. See? Because you won't make it out alive. Don't argue in a voice, like I say, do not argue in any type of boisterous situation that you deal with the Virgo. Do not try to argue or prove anything. Okay? I'm going to tell you why, because it's toxic. And that's why I say, because listen, what does Virgo try to come after you for? Your assets. It's cold-blooded, bro. This is why they fight you on the job, bro. This is why Virgos oftentimes give people a hard time in the workplace, bro. See, because what are they trying to take from you? Access, which requires control and assets. See, so always remember that, because if you don't, bro, I'm gonna tell you just how a Virgo will literally catch you off guard, bro. Because if you, it's dangerous. I'm telling y'all, bro, with these signs, bro, you got to know what you're dealing with, bro. Okay? All right, now I'm going to tell you another thing. Is this. Okay? All right, so this is why I'm saying what I'm saying here, okay? Even with the sun in even with the sun sign being Virgo in any one, you got to still be on your P's and Q's, bro. You still got to be watchful, observant, and strong, okay? Why? Virgo is the observer, Brody. Think of Virgo like the weatherman, the person that observes, a whole situation and makes sense of what is currently happening, and then being able to explain it to the world, right? They quietly notice everything, Brody. Everything. See, that's why King Von got killed, because the Virgo was in the car. His homeboy Quando Rondo, being the Aries, got into a fist fight with King Von. The Virgo hopped out, already had his blick right in his hand, and boom, 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 and killed King Von right then and there. That quick. Did he just merely get out the car and notice? Nope. Did he get out the car and somebody told him? Nope. He noticed everything that was happening, bro. See? He saw them fighting. He literally just boom, click, boom. I'm about to everything 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different observe the way the different things he's seeing happening. It's like the little dots. Boom, boom. He connected dots, came out and shot the dude. Boom. He already knew. See? Because what it is Virgos, they remember tiny details that you forgot. Oh, and what's even worse, let's say you texting the female, right, behind your Virgo woman back. And even if you don't plan on doing nothing with the other girl, but the mere fact that you let's say you took a couple pictures or something happened, and the Virgo get whiff of it. A Virgo will ask you, like, what happened? But don't be thinking for 1 second that they believe your side of the story, even if they say, oh, I trust you, okay? Because they remember all the tiny details you forgot from your behavior, the way you said it, everything. Because here's the thing. The Virgo shield, see, the Virgo shield and outer exterior looks and seems shy. Bro, that's cold-blooded right there. Then it becomes cold. So what looked as if it were shy becomes cold. Means you're sitting on information, see? And you're being manipulative of how you use it, when to use it, but all while everyone's in your, in your space. What are you doing? You're looking shy. You're looking quiet, soft-spoken about it. But then at the same time, you're just as cold and bold as can be. But you won't own it. You don't want to show your cards. So that's what the stinger being inwardly means. With Virgo, they don't show their cards, but they see everybody else's. See? They read your mood instantly. Because they're doing it without what? Using their own emotions. So they have plenty reserved. They have plenty reserves of waiting, analyzing, being patient about it. See? So that's the difference between the whole just mirror, the whole situation in itself of why they can do that. Now, another thing is this. The Virgo will call out your inconsistencies calmly, see? But you can't do the same with them. They can act like they're not interested in what you have to offer, right? But then they end up checking on you later. That's how you gotta watch. So do you see how the real similarities with Virgo and their twin sister Gemini sharing what? The same planet. Also Virgo, they can look innocent, but at the same time they're highly observant. They actually see more than what they express about it. It's almost like, oh, could you imagine the Virgo observing a situation, seeing everything that happened? Police come, police show up. The Virgo got already seen what happened, who was the perpetrator, whoop-de-woo, only to what? Not say anything. Look innocent, like, oh, like they just got there, right? They can also test your reliability silently. They know when you're lying. They can surprise you with sarcasm. They could appear soft but then have sharp standards. They could give practical help instead of sweet talking you. They can stay calm while everybody else is panicking. They could disappear to recharge suddenly. And they also could be colder than what you expected. See? Also with a Virgo, they also notices who wants attention, or like who's attention seeking. They can spot fake people quickly. They can fix problems before you notice it. They can roast you politely. See? So that's what I'm saying. They could talk about you but do it in a polite manner. It's like saying, I like your shoes but they stink. It's kind of like, oh, you didn't pass your driver's test, but you didn't fail either. It's in those moments where it's like, wait a minute, you think she's complimenting you, but you gotta let her finish because she hits you with the inverted stinger, see? To where, oh, she looked innocent, but damn, she ended up, the butt end of the joke. I ended up being the butt end of the joke after all, because it wasn't a joke. Remember I said, stop looking at jokes as jokes, because they're not. See, jokes are, put it like this, jokes, they are done, it's almost passive aggressively, if that makes sense. See, when you say something bad about somebody, you're really attacking them, but you don't want it to sound as it's delivered. So it's like, it's almost like you shooting a gun, but then you trying to put a silencer on it, if that makes sense. Like, oh, it's still gonna hurt, but oh, you just don't want nobody to hear it, if that makes sense. So that's why I say with Virgo, they could definitely do two different things at one time, just like Pisces can say something and do another. But the difference, the opposite polarity when it's speaking, what they can do is, like I say, you didn't pass the test, but you also, you didn't but you also failed. It's like, damn, like, damn, why you just didn't tell me one thing only? You just wanted me to smile and then frown. See? So that's the thing with Virgo. Now they can also let me see. Okay, so they also can seem reserved, but then then they could become funny acting. So it's like, as I mentioned, if they were on the bench of a basketball team and it was their time to sub in for someone, they can question that, like, yo, like as if they forgot they were on a basketball team. So sometimes they like to question how they're positioned in a situation involving someone else. It's almost like it can't be always realistic to them to do so or to question it. See? So that lets you know even they don't trust their own decisions. See, that's why they question everything, become a nervous wreck. Now, another thing with Virgo is that they will learn your habits fast. This is why you have to switch it up, see? Because a lot of times he or she could get accustomed to your schedule and then make plans around yours and then not theirs. So it's like, oh, she'll cheat or do something, that you don't know about according to your work schedule. But you will never be able to know what her days off and what days she works. You won't be able to know it. See, she simply won't tell you the truth with that regarding her schedule, but make plans around yours. Another thing is that she can switch from being caring to distant. She can know things that you like, know what you need before you ask. So that lets you know she could be very thoughtful. Another thing that she does is she likes to keep receipts mentally. Another thing that I have is she likes to dress simple, but then at the same time she wants to look of quality. So she could be the type of person that wears like she could be the type of person that likes to wear Goodwill outfits. She could be the type to like to thrift shop, like to go to Goodwill and get outfits for cheap, right? But at the same time, according to her, she gets the expensive items in the thrift shop. The Jordans that are at the Goodwill, or she'll actually try to buy the name brand things that are cheaper within the thrift store, if that makes sense. So she will tend to dress simple but then look expensive. She likes to give side eye like a dog or an animal. She likes to give that side eye instead of arguing. So could you imagine when you say something that she doesn't agree with, she gets to looking at you with the side eye like. So she could do that a lot. Another thing is she can end things without drama. Okay, so a lot of times she might literally dismiss you, or it just may not even go into a whole dramatic situation, but then it's like I said, she could break you off softly by suggesting to you what you should do in comparison to her new mate, or it could just seem like she's trying to look out for the best interests of you in your life and trying to give you it's like trying to tell you how to be, where to go, and what you could work on. Another thing is she sees through flattery. She could pick up, on hidden tension in a room. She can make you want to improve yourself. So always remember that could be a sign of her actually getting ready to cheat on you, okay? Because she might start to, instead of accepting everything about you and appreciating things, she'll find a reason to, say things in such a way like, yo, you could work on this, or hey, you could always do this, and that's what you gotta watch out for, okay? Now, another thing is that it's harder to impress her than expected, okay? What you think may have worked for somebody else may not work for this person. She could give the blunt truth softly, so sometimes it could feel as though, you can't get upset or get mad at her by the way, whatever it was that she said to you, how it was delivered, okay? She can hide her jealousy well. She knows more than what she says or what she gives off. She could become suddenly possessive over others in situations, items. In regards to items, she also can read between the lines. She could be the type that could quietly compare actions versus words. She could appear to be patient, but then snap once. So it's like, even though because she's the type of person that can break over time. She also can, like I say, judge silently. She could be sweeter in private than public. She could protect her vulnerability very carefully. So that's another thing you gotta watch out for. She also likes to give, a chance or two. She can make silence loud. So even if she's not saying anything, it could feel like that's the loudest thing in the room at the current moment. She knows when to withdraw. She likes to look calm when she's overthinking everything. She likes to surprise you with loyalty, surprise you with leaving fast in a situation. So let's say, like, you probably put it like this. you could be assuming or thinking like, oh, she's going to, get counseling with you, or hey, talk it out, work it out, only to find out that she's packing her shit and going back to live, in her hometown. She can act practical, but at the same time feel deeply about things. She also has a hidden anxiety that you don't see, so that don't always think the way that they present themselves that they're perfect. Okay, they may appear to be confident on the outside, but they can definitely struggle with many things on the inside. Now, with Virgo, they will oftentimes you know, test the whole consistency of you in regard to your actions and behavior. In regards to your actions or behavior. Okay, so another thing is too that you gotta watch out for is you gotta be careful what you think. Okay, with Virgo, it's not what you think, it's what you can't see. Stop with Virgo, bro. Stop saying I think this, I think that, I think that. No. See, I'm gonna tell you, the thing that messes people up with Virgo is the fact that you think that she's quiet. Nope. Until she moves strategically. She is calculated, bro. She's very, very stealthy, sneaky when she moves, bro. She moves like a snake. But she moves like a snake in a way that it comes off non-threatening at first. See? And think of it like this. Because she can clearly think of a snake that eats what it eats something, okay? Think of a snake in such a way that sneaks up on you and devours the whole situation. Boom, right? Only to realize that, damn, I didn't even know the snake was moving, because it doesn't come off that way. So how can a person be a threat at the same time move stealthy? See? So it's like a snake. That's why I say it's a snake. Now, another thing too is that she could try to make it seem like she knows you better than you know yourself. And be careful with that. Because she could play with these words like, oh, I know you, and I know that you're really smart with this, and you're really good at this, and that it could be manipulation, okay? She could also catch lies in small details. She likes to make calm look powerful. She can rebuild herself quietly while tearing you down. She doesn't waste time long term. She could leave confusion if she goes silent, okay? She likes to protect her peace strongly. She could surprise you with passion, where all of a sudden she could just turn on the light, meaning she could turn on the whole passion and then want to sleep with you and do all kind of freaky things, but it's almost like she wants to control it. See, that's what I meant by being sadistic too, because she knows that you are a man and she knows you have, manly needs, and guess what? She doesn't care. She likes to do things on her time, and so it's almost like she gets off on seeing you disappointed by you not getting what you want in the bedroom. But she's normally, or I should say, she gets cheated on often, see, because of her hang-ups and, her not liking to do, things such as get on all fours or just go through the whole process of how, the whole romanticizing works. Now, another thing is that she can sense when a person is desperate. She might forgive but never forget. She could become playful when she's comfortable. And she also can, have a sharp memory than expected. And why I say this, because she could come off as an airhead, okay? She could come off with the Bugs Bunny, Tweety Bird type of vibe, where she's like, very, she could look like she's not like understanding or, just knowing of what's going on. Even if you speak or say things to her, she can act pretty dumbfounded. She could be like the type of person with her arms, folded, and she's kind of like, as you're talking, as you're conversing with her, she could literally have her arms folded with her head tilted, like as you're saying things, she's like she's not really necessarily talking back or responding, but she's just, to where as you start to talk to her, you will start feeling as though she's not even present, that her mind is elsewhere. Another thing is that let me see, okay, so she can expect competence. She could also be selective with affection. Now, that, like I say, that's going to be always the number one caveat, because she's very at times you could think that she's not even like interested in, you know, a guy if she's a woman, because her withdrawal of passion and withdrawal of being in the bedroom, it could be to the point where like, yo, like, who are you and what are you here for? Another thing is that she could make standards contagious. She likes to keep secrets well. She could be a freak about cleanliness. And this is the difference. Now, what can piss some off is that she could be a freak. This is why I said she could be a virgin, but not a virgin or what you think a virgin is. Because to her, she's a version of her own. See, not a version of the Virgin Mary, okay? Or somebody that hasn't had sex yet. With Virgo, she's a freak, but not the freak that you think she is. See, she's a freak when it comes to cleaning up the house and you know, getting on hands and knees with the scrubs on and scrubbing the gunk and the scum off the toilet or the bathtub, where, you know, that's where she's a freak at. But she's not a freak in the bedroom. Don't get it twisted, okay? Now, another thing, she can make routines look attractive because she wants to manipulate you into having one. She wants you to create a routine because that's how she's able to think better, by controlling yours. So the minute you start to listen to her, she starts making plans around your schedule, and you absolutely have no idea what her plans or her schedule consist of. So be careful with this, because as she can spot manipulation quickly, she knows when she's manipulating you. See, so you got to be careful, because she could become motherly and then all of a sudden detached. So a lot of times she could, you know, breastfeed, raise a kid, and then once he gets about 13, he ends up having to find his own milk by walking his ass to the grocery store and buying it himself, because a Virgo woman can be so just neglective to the point where she can leave her 13-year-old with her 6-month-old at the house by themselves. Virgo is the type of woman that will leave her baby in the car just to run in the damn store to get a pack of bologna and Wonder Bread, but then wonder why the feds and everybody and the police are all outside because of her leaving her kids in the damn car when it's 80 degrees outside. And then, you know what? Because she's sadistic, she will have the nerve to say, oh my God, my babies they're gonna cook. Oh, now I just had 2 babies and now I have 2 baked potatoes in the back seat. Like, you're going to jail. Yeah, like, and you're gonna be a sitting duck to the prisoners, right? But she'll say such a thing that's not funny, and her jokes feel like just evil, just like little razor blades, like piano keys. She's playing something that nobody understands. Like, what are you doing? Nobody understands your humor. See? So another thing is this, is that she could be harder to read than a Scorpio. Man, listen, bro. I'll take my glass off for this one, bro. I approve this message, bro. A Virgo is harder to read than a Scorpio, bro. A Virgo is more dangerous than a Scorpio. Bet you didn't know that. Bet you didn't know that. So who would be worse than Diddy? Virgo. See? And here's the thing, man. I'm gonna break it down to you. See, a person that knows your flaws and can spot them very well is very dangerous. See, the only way Scorpio picks up on flaws is by you telling them. So it's a little bit slower. But with Virgo can look at you and just tally up she can literally write a long list in notebook paper. That the hat doesn't match the outfit. The glasses are old. He needs a new this and that. That's why they get jobs where they actually have to critique things. They are most likely to order supplies for the companies, organizations, because they're good at eyeballing things and saying, okay, as I do an audit here, there's 20, and okay, 4. And they literally could be absolutely right. So instead of having to pull these heavy ass like building blocks, they can eyeball it and say, okay, so there's a load here, and okay, I got 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need 4. But then another person will have to they will do it in the most hardest, difficult way by taking them all out and counting them. And then Virgo would say, oh, you guys didn't have to do all that. It's 4. You don't even have, and then they can make you look bad because they can say it in such a way that, oh, it only took me 2 seconds, but it took these guys, a whole crew of them, to do it. See? And it could be in the same sense. Let's say you got a job that the Virgo isn't even working. They can say things in such a way to try to make you look bad because they think they know your job better than you do. Like they'll try to even correct you and say certain things like, oh, I noticed that the bananas were 3 pounds, but actually they were 2 point, like they'll say it in a slick way to make you look like you can't do math. And that's why I say they're dangerous, because they sting you, but they do it in such a professional, like friendly, jokey, like way to where you don't notice it. That's why I said a stinger is invertedly, it's like you don't see it, but it's there. See, you don't see that they'll hurt you because it doesn't look like it. Now, they can outsmart loud people quietly. How the hell, bro? See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Virgo ain't no joke, bro. I'm trying to tell you. See, they can help you improve without even asking you. Just by calling out your flaws, you will want to see his manipulation. Just by calling out your flaws, you will start trying to fix yourself. That's what they want you to do. See that? So anytime a Virgo wants to control you, they know all they got to do is say little things about your flaws, and then you're going to want to improve yourself. And guess what? According to them, they might not have liked the way you were and knew that, oh, that's what they had to simply do. See? Now, another thing is that they can keep emotions organized externally. They can quietly level up. They don't need to reveal their plans early, or what they're up to, or what they really want. So that's dangerous, because let's say you could hire an innocent looking Virgo, right? And you might not know that they want your job. They can come in soft spoken and, oh, such and such is so nice, and they can really sneak their way in and out. It's almost like Mystique from X-Men. She can literally sneak into a situation and nobody knows what her motives and MO is, bro. Only to one day she becomes a CEO. Now she's finally showing her ass, and now she's finally showing that she was never there to play, bro. But everybody thought she was the most innocent woman at the workplace. That's classic Virgo. See? Another thing is that, like I say, she knows if you're lazy. She could be funnier than expected. That's because you can't you can't differentiate her jokes from, you know, what it's almost like her jokes feel like they're not jokes. So even though it's put it like this, her jokes don't feel like jokes, but it's almost like they are there to sting you. And the problem is this: why she's able to hold it together so well is because she manages chaos efficiently, okay? And also she has hidden anxiety, but she makes sure other people don't see it. She can act practical, but then feel things on the deeper level. And like I say, she could be sensual, but she does it in private. See, you don't know that she's actually a freak, because she'll lie. She'll tell you, oh, I'm celibate, I'm a virgin, I'm 26, I never slept with anyone and don't plan to. Men are no good in 2026. She'll say things like this. And then all of a sudden, you find out that she has a little abusive boyfriend that she can't shake loose. See? So another thing is that she knows when to withdraw, okay? But she won't tell you. She knows exactly when to leave a situation. That's because she can make silence loud, see? She could give the one chance or maybe two, like I said, and she will not chase you, but she will observe you, even if she has to take a step back. And then also she could be sweeter in private than what? Public. It's cold-blooded, so that lets you know who is she being sweet to if she's not being sweet to you. Because listen, it's almost like you will notice this. If you pay attention, you will notice that she always has one thing missing if she's presenting another. So even if she's nice, she's being mean to somebody else. See? Because she won't do them at the same time. See, Gemini would do it at the same time. Pisces will say something and then do something different. See how it's different ways that each time communicates? Now, another thing is that she will judge you silently first. So don't forget that. Now I'm going to tell y'all another thing, okay? Okay, give me 1 second. Now this is important, okay? Because now I want to say this because I want to explain why the stinger of a Virgo is inverted, okay? Why it's not like the Scorpio, how the stinger depiction as it symbolized, being outward, all right? Now, here's the thing. If you look at the symbol of Virgo, it's usually the maiden holding wheat, right? Now, this is the thing with the inverted stinger. What this means is it's the hidden stinger for a reason. See? Now, it's almost like a person, like the guy off of damn, I forgot the name of his name, but it's like the superhero that has like the bow and arrows, and then he has like the, he pulls them out and then he launches them. So it's like, it's there. Clearly he has arrows, okay? But it's like on the, what they show the world is like they get a different feel, right? So here's the thing. The reason why the stinger is hidden, because Virgos are considered what? They want you to perceive them as being what? Quiet. Quiet with what type of intentions? It's cold-blooded now. So, the inverted stinger means that the Virgo is quiet. They want you to believe them to be quiet indirectly. See, indirectly, the way of what? The Virgo and how they express it or express themselves, it ties in with sharpness. See? But here's the thing. Or criticism instead of open aggression. Bro, listen, bro. That's why they can hurt you, and they can hurt you. Listen, bro. A Virgo can hurt you in the worst way. They can hurt you more than a Scorpio, bro. It's one thing to know that a Scorpion has a stinger, right? Because that's what you, when you observe, that's what you get in return. You get that of which you perceive, right? But see, the problem is with practicality and you not knowing that the person's intentions could be could be not open aggression, means that what? You could be stabbed without even knowing that the person had a knife, see, to stab you with, to the point where it disarms you, to the point where you can't react. You can't react to something you don't even know is coming. If somebody's shooting at you and you get hit, and it's like you got hit, you didn't know you like to try to block it because you didn't know it was even there to begin with. See, so it's done indirectly. The stinger is there invertedly within Virgo to show you that they can what? Hurt you in indirect ways, bro. So they hurt you in indirect ways that you are not hip to, because clearly you wouldn't think that a person could do that, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all how to understand this, okay? Now, let's look at the stinger, okay, of the Virgo. And I'm going to tell y'all how it's done indirectly. They don't attack directly. That's the whole key. Could you, listen, they don't attack directly. Could you imagine if the U.S. bombed Iran, right? Boom. But they didn't bomb the front, like the front line. They bombed something like randomly in the corner, right? It's like, why did you strike there instead of just going direct? Why did you strike way out there somewhere, right? And guess what? And guess how that could have been weaponized? Through their communication. So Virgo can literally attack you, but here's the thing. It could be in the way they communicate. They don't attack directly with how they communicate. So that's why they could come off being nice. When really they're gonna hurt you. Bro, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They can literally be trying to hurt you, but they not showing you that. They're not attacking you directly. They're simply waiting. See, the thing about it with their communication style, and this is all in their hidden stinger, see, is the fact that I'm going to give you guys, look, I'm going to tell you guys, let me break this down. I'm going to tell you. Because this is the thing where a lot of people don't know they research, and I'm going to tell you. Okay, so now this is something that a lot of people that don't know this, and I'm very accurate, bro, so I want to explain this to the best way of my ability, okay? Now, let's look at this. People don't know that Virgos, a lot of people, when you look at, put it like this. See, one thing that was mistaken was that Virgos were once Scorpios, okay? And I'm trying to tell you this because listen, look at what you know a Scorpio to be, right? And its depiction, and its nature, the whole aspect. But then you have a person that's direct, powerful, intense, right? Magnetic. And then all of a sudden, it changes into, it goes from direct to indirect. See that? Direct to indirect. So that lets you know that you have all Scorpio's traits embedded in your stinger. But you're a Virgo, so now everything's indirect. See? Now, see, look at the strength and the power of Scorpio being direct because of Mars, Pluto, right? Boom. In your face energy, right in your face. No fear. The difference here is indirect with Virgo. So, Virgo shows you fear, but still has the power in their stinger of a Scorpio, bro. If you can't understand it any other way, I just told you. See, I'm going to tell you. See, Virgo and Scorpio are both sharp and precise archetypes in astrology, okay? In case you didn't know, according to its symbolism. And the symbolism tells you, it literally shows you it. See? So, what am I saying? I'm losing my voice, y'all, as I'm talking about this. The archons don't want me to explain. I'm losing my voice because they don't want me to tell y'all. See? So, Scorpio is what? It's associated with the scorpion stinger, right? What does the stinger mean of a Scorpio? I'm going to tell you. Directness, intensity, outward confrontation. So where's the confrontation? And why doesn't a Virgo want to experience it? Because it's inwardly. They have the confrontation within themselves concerning you. So you never get the truth of how they really feel. So imagine if a Virgo is pissed at you about something. They already calculating how they gonna do you, but here's the problem. They're gonna do it indirectly. It's cold-blooded. When you sting somebody indirectly, it hurts even more. Because now the stinger, if the stinger is landed inside of your skin straight, it's like a straight poke, right? Boom. But then imagine if something stings you and then it breaks off into your skin sideways, it hurts even more. And then what does it do? It creates an infection, bro. Just like if you take a tick, if a tick bites you and you try to, and you can't get it out. Those of you that know about this, if a tick bites you and you pull it out wrong, it could break off in your skin, you can get an infection, okay? That's basically what I'm trying to say, for example. Now, another thing is this. Now, look at this. With Virgo is associated with the maiden, right? That is carrying the wheat. See, not a stingers. And that's what the depiction oftentimes symbolizes, right? Now, here's the thing. The whole Virgo was once a Scorpio idea. It comes from, I'm gonna tell you. It comes from the symbol confusion now, but at the same time, it still has meaning, okay? It just oftentimes it gets misunderstood. Now, one thing is this. Scorpio has the external stinger, which is considered the whole overt emotional intensity that it gives out, see, in regards to its output. Now, Virgo, it's a mental stinger, see? It's a mental sting that takes place. This is how they mentally sting you. And this is how they can mentally affect you after they leave your life. That's why I said the healthiest thing for you to do is leave. When you are, listen, when you're dealing with a Virgo and you realize that, oh, this ain't working, leave. Don't sit there and try to tap dance with them and try to work it out, because they're going to affect you mentally. I'm going to tell you, I just told you, Scorpio stings externally, Virgo stings you mentally. That's why the stinger is invert. It's like invert. It's like invertedly embedded in them. So when they sting you, the Virgo stings you mentally by criticism, precision, analyst. So people say Virgo has what? An inverted sting. See? And all I'm saying is it's indirect. See, Scorpio stings you where you can feel it. Virgo stings you mentally. Now, let that marinate. Now, continuing on. Now, according to personality, see, Scorpio represent what? The emotional depth and direct power, which I mentioned. That's what keeps it direct. Virgo consists of what? Analytical control plus indirect precision. So, one of the things to mention is this. See, people don't understand that at one point in time, now I'm talking about the whole Babylonian, going back, way back with the whole Greek astrology in itself, with the whole zodiac signs, okay? Now, it wasn't like it was reclassified. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you have to look at, in your best understanding between a Virgo and a Scorpio, I'm just telling you guys the invertedness of the stinger. That's all I'm saying, what that means, okay? Now, Virgo and Scorpio, they are not the same sign as we know it at any point in history, all right? Just to make it clear, I put that out as a disclaimer. Now, they are different archetypes and different elements. So, Virgo is considered what? Related to Earth, being the Earth sign, which goes into analyst, okay? Order, practicality. Scorpio represents water, okay? Emotion, intensity, transformation. Now, here's the similarity that both can do. They both are observant. They're both private. They both can be intense in different ways. And they both have a sting-like communication style, bro. So the difference here is Virgo and Scorpio sting in the same communication style. Except Virgo is what? A mental sting. They sting you here. And then Scorpio stings you emotionally by what they say. So that's why a Scorpio can sting you with information that they know about you. And then, like I say, a Virgo can sting you mentally with the information they know about you. See, your flaws, things about you that you don't like about yourself, right? Now, here's something simple to remember. See, if you look at modern astrology, then that's the whole depiction, that whole Virgo was once a Scorpio situation, okay? But it's not like something you need to worry about. Now, I just want to tell you guys the difference, okay? Now, look, if you want to know why that stinger within Virgo is invertedly, okay, embedded in them, I'm going to tell you what its depiction is symbolic to make you, to make it easier for you to understand it. Look at Virgo as being the maiden carrying the wheat, and the stinger being invertedly embedded in them as a hidden knife. What you want to know is crazy? That hidden knife is their tongue, bro. Is their tongue. See, they know exactly what to say to get you to open the wound. I'm gonna break it down for you. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so now The problem with this hidden knife and why it's indirect, this is why it hurts people in the worst ways, because it's subtle, okay? I'm gonna tell you what it really means. Here we're dealing with control sharpness. Control sharpness. This is a person that knows when to say something, and it's timing. Right when it's time. See, this is why I said they're worse than Scorpio, because they will literally wait until an opportune time, and they know exactly when to say such a thing where they know it's going to get to you. See? Now here's the thing. You know how people oftentimes will say, bricks and bones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Shit. With Virgo, oh, they gonna hurt. See? Because words that come from a Virgo, they cut without raising their voice. See? They don't raise the voice. They just listen. Words that cut without raising the voice is what Virgo does. And they do this best. This is classic Virgo energy. They keep a calm tone, but it delivers a strong impact when they say it. You could walk in the room and a Virgo will say, "Hey, how you doing, Trey? I ain't seen you in a while. Ooh, you done got big. Damn. I remember last time I seen him, he was in a size 2X. Damn, you in a 4X. Ooh, you been eating good." And you think that's a compliment? That is disrespectful. See? And don't laugh, and don't, because if you do so, now she knows that she can pick on you and do all this bull crap with you. It's one thing to tease, it's another thing to use your words as a knife. And imagine if somebody that don't have the confidence that I have, and they take those words like swords, and then you can't defend yourself. So you end up being teary-eyed, you all crying, and then the Virgo start laughing at you like, "Why you crying?" Boy, instead of crying, shit, you need to stop eating. That's all you gotta do. You ain't just stop crying. You just gotta stop eating. See? And that right there can make a person feel and question their self-worth. Mentally, remember, the stinger attacking mentally. I ain't even done, bro, and I'm losing my voice. Another thing is this. A Virgo can use the excuse that I'm just being honest. See? Oh, I'm just being honest. Remember I did the video about not trusting people that used words like just, should, oh, you should do this, oh, but I'm just saying this. Those are red flags, and those are people that you don't trust in life. It's people that say you should do this, you just need this, you're a good worker, but when they keep saying but you do this, but you got, don't trust them. That's a red flag. I'm gonna tell you, that's an enemy that does that. If you don't know, it's a hidden enemy. Okay? So I'm just being honest. Don't trust that statement, because that's a mental sting, in case you didn't know. Another thing, Virgos, they are very precise with the criticism that they deliver. That it hits exactly at the weak point of which it was targeted. See, Virgo is considered a war-like individual. See, very militant. A lot of people put Virgos as the lieutenant. Like Lieutenant Dan, the people that look after other soldiers, Virgo and Scorpio, bro. See? Now another thing, because they can get on you. See? Now another thing. See, the observation that was used to identify people as such, right? No, the observation becomes what? Turned into leverage with Virgo. And everything that I mentioned, it has to do with the mental inverted knife, the hidden stinger embedded in them. See? Now, this is why a Virgo will notice your patterns, your habits, and your inconsistencies. Spot on. They rarely miss. And they don't say anything about it immediately for you to know. But later on, they use it as a strategy. Yes. See? And then they later, this is the thing, they reference the things that they know about you in a way that exposes you. And you're not able to defend yourself because you didn't even know they were doing this the whole time. See? So, how is this done? Through what? The Virgo using silent correction. See? Because one thing of how they give the silent correction is they don't argue loudly. Nope. See? Instead, they quietly point out flaws that undermine your confidence. See? Now, I'm not done. Another thing that's embedded in them with the inverted stinger is this. They will emotionally withdraw, as I'm going to tell you, the emotional withdrawal that they dish out, it feels like pressure. See, pressure busts pipes, right? And here's the thing. This means that at any time a Virgo can stop being warm. See, they stop the whole warm approach or the whole attention that they give you. And they can make you feel the absence of that alone than a confrontation. So imagine they could just easily take away the service, take away, the good morning and the nice warmth that you feel, dealing with them and communicating with them, or the attention that they give you or that they gave you, only to take it away and make you feel the absence more than a confrontation. Oh, I'm not even done. Another thing you gotta watch. See, all this shit, it's what you can't see. See, another thing is they wait until the perfect time. See, they wait until the moment it will hit the hardest. Oh, they're not in it for a short little tap or slap on the wrist. Nope. They ain't trying to put belt to ass. They trying to hit you the hardest to where it's gonna knock you out. See? So they speak when it has a maximum effect, not impulsively. Now, another thing is this. Whenever the Virgo tries to get out of a situation, they may oftentimes have or dish out a fact-based shutdown, which means they use logic to end emotional arguments, and they're not loud with it. No, but at the same time, difficult to respond to in the midst of it. See? And also, they can literally subtly just give you humiliation. See? They can literally subtly just humiliate you. By what? They can give you helpful comments that are actually, or put it like this, they can give you helpful comments that are actually there to, use to embarrass you. See? They could correct you in front of people, especially like if you say a word and let's say you say the word incorrectly, you misspell something, or let's say the word is not how you say the word and that's not how it's supposed to be used or said. Okay, they can literally harp on that. Another thing is that they can highlight your mistakes under a disguise. Okay, they can highlight your mistakes under the disguise of accuracy. It's cold-blooded. And see, another thing, they could judge you quietly. They don't always say what they think in the moment, where other people often do, right? Now with Virgo, they don't always say what they think. But their behavior makes it what? Known that they have assessed you, okay? So it's almost like their behavior knows something different. So you wonder why they're not doing something that is considered normal. Oh, let's talk about the situation that happened. Oh, I'm not available. And you think like, oh, why aren't you available? This isn't making sense. We're not talking about a serious topic over the phone, but you want me to text it? So that means you must have already made your mind concerning something. See? Now, another thing that's embedded in the mental sting, okay? Withholding approval. They don't give validation easily, okay? This is why oftentimes weaker opponents, that's the word I'm gonna use, weaker opponents, oftentimes they end up second guessing themselves. They start to think something's wrong with them. So because the Virgo hasn't complimented, them about anything or said that, how they like something or, hey, your cologne smells good. They don't say those things, okay? They hold back. And that's what I'm saying with the whole withholding approval. And they make it seem like this, or appear, that the approval from a Virgo feels earned. See? It's almost like the approval feels earned, not given freely. And also Virgos also keep a memory of details, okay? They remember the small things that you said or did, and they'll put it like this. They bring them up later in a precise way that catches you off guard. Oh, like let's say they think you cheated, okay? And they say, oh, are you cheating on me? They've already done the research. They've already saw your social medias. They've already put two and two together. They've already been in your phone. And then they simply, in an innocent way, they ask you like they know nothing. Are you cheating on me? I just want to know, like, are you cheating? Because I saw a girl on Twitter and you commented on her post. And it's like, she's saying it like she's saying it like she just found out about it. But the stinger, remember, invertedly embedded within her. She knows more. She's just not telling you every dot to connect, to know she's been digging. See, it's almost like you got your nose so far up my ass that you got the nerve to try to ask me, am I cheating? Am I cheating? Am I cheating? Ask yourself that damn question. You want to put your nose so far up my behind? Then go, hey, then I guess you should know. That's how you got to deal with a Virgo. See, because they know more. And in a way, I'm going to tell you, this is why you have to answer the questions. When the Virgo asks you indirectly. And how you do that is, when they ask you a dumb question, you ask them a different question. You say, well, what did you do this? Oh, such said they seen you with someone else. You got to play see, because Virgo is very slick, bro. See? And then I put a disclaimer out. This is not me trying to say that Virgos are evil, okay? I'm just telling you, where there's anxiety, there's control. See, where there's anxiety, there's control. Where there's high standards, there's criticism. See how the hidden knife is in it? You see how the hidden knife is right in the middle. Where there's anxiety, there's control. So the knife is right in the middle between the two of them. Where there's high standards, there's criticism. The hidden knife is right in the middle. See? Where there's emotional protection, there's distance. The knife being in the middle. Oh, where there's overthinking, there's precision language. The knife being in the middle. The hidden knife represents a intent. a plan, a strategy. So, what am I saying? The difference between Pisces and Virgo is this, where opposites attract, is because when you are a Virgo, you don't draw illusions. See? Like Pisces does. What you do as a Virgo is different. See? You use strategies that are practical to use, see, for you, that make you feel comfortable. And this is the thing, Virgo always uses strategy. If you look at the same way a Pisces uses the illusion, you will always not fall for the strategy, bro. Because listen, when you are with a Virgo, you are not with them in the same relationship. Because the relationship is a chess game. See? That's why they say if a Pisces man or a Pisces woman gets with a Virgo man or woman, it will be considered a power couple. Because the illusion is just as powerful as the strategy, but it's worse. The illusion could be all hell could break loose from a Pisces illusion, or all goodness can come from a Pisces illusion. It's based on how it's used by that Pisces. Just as well as a Virgo, the strategy based on how it's used in the way that the Virgo is structuring it. So if they are using it, if they're using it as a hidden knife, then it's gonna be it's gonna cut up things. See, if they're using it to build, then they can fix some things. So this is the thing where Pisces heals, Virgo fixes, and where Pisces executes, what does Virgo do? Break things apart, bro. It's cold-blooded, bro. See, breaking things apart is your mental from your conscious. It's cold-blooded, bro. See, you're consciously aware right now. I'm talking to y'all right now on YouTube, right? I'm consciously aware of that. But if something mentally stings me, it can alter my conscious from what? From the way you see things mentally. So if your listen, all I'm saying is this: Virgo can separate. They can separate your mentality, bro, from your conscious reasoning of things. See, you could consciously know you need to lose weight. See, but if your mentality is that, I'm based on how the Virgo said it, I'm so bad, I'm the worst one. I'm heavy, right? To where it can literally cut the flow off to where you could just be totally down in the dumps, that you would never even step foot in the gym. You wouldn't even try because the Virgo made you feel so bad. It's cold-blooded by what they said. Because all you will have in the corner of your conscious, in your subconscious, reflecting off of your conscious mind of what you think about yourself, prevents you from what? Receiving motivation. See, to change the routine. Because the Virgo sets you up, put you in a routine mentally to not try. It's cold-blooded. See, now here's the thing: when balanced, though, it's a little bit different. Because if it's balanced, then you have wisdom, then you have problem solving, then you have loyalty, then you have emotional stability, then you have protection of boundaries. See, Virgo is not. This is the thing: Virgo doesn't set boundaries. Pisces needs to, but Virgo does. Virgo protects the boundaries that Pisces set, or that others set. See, so it's different, and that's why I'm trying to tell you that Virgo can simply protect anybody if they want to. They can make sure nothing happens, nothing goes in a direction that it shouldn't. But that's all I'm saying, you guys. It's not. Damn, hold on, dog. That's all I'm saying. Is like people have to see it for what it is. They can't. They have to understand Virgo, and I would recommend date a Virgo before you decide that you want to pursue a Virgo. Understand them, hey man, understand them better. Because I'm going to tell you what's crazy, okay? I'm going to tell you what's even more powerful. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let's look at it. Okay, so the reason why I'm gonna say this, because it's funny how a lot of times with Libra sees through Virgo's games. Now this is powerful because that's what it's gonna take for you to understand mentally, the mentality from the conscious mind. See, and I'm gonna tell you. See, when you look at Libra, you see the whole social intelligence, right? You see the whole vibe reading in itself. Virgo is analytical intelligence, not social. But when you look at Virgos, the analytical intelligence and the behavior tracking at the same time. Now, how does a Libra see through a Virgo? Because Libras, they read energy. Virgo manages details. See? So think about this. Think of Virgo like a pocketbook. And you look at Libra reading energy based on what? How it's balanced. So how it's structured. Now, the difference here is that Libra, they pick up on what? They pick up on tone shifts. They pick up on hidden tension. They pick up on fake friendliness. And they pick up on social imbalances. So here's the problem. If Virgo is overthinking or acting controlled, then Libra is going to sense this, that something feels off. It's cold-blooded, bro. Because if anything tips the scale of a Libra the most, Virgo. Virgo is so easily read by Libra that's why if Virgo has committed a crime of what? Forgery, or they scam somebody, they better not come across a judge that is a freaking Libra. Because think about it. If they get Judge Judy as their judge, they're cooked. Because if anything will off balance the scales of a Libra quicker than anything else would be the very thing. Listen, you're dealing with high intellect with Libra, bro. I'm going to tell you. See, I'm going to tell you, and this is what you could do. See, you can mimic the power and the energy of Libra and use it as a suit. It's like Iron Man. You can only put the suit on to deal with just Virgo, right? So they don't annihilate you. If you pay attention to this one thing I'm about to say, is this. Libra is able to figure out and see through a Virgo's games because they simply watch behavior more than words. It's cold-blooded, bro. See, it's always different ways to skin a cat. But Libras think like this. They think in such a way that a Virgo's explanation of themselves doesn't match their energy. And that's what tips their scale every time, bro. See, I told y'all, bro. Like, bro, I told y'all this, man. Listen. Anytime you listen to a Virgo explain themselves, their explanation never matches their energy, bro. It's always off. Because they don't want you to know how they really feel, bro. See, Libra, listen, bro. See, The problem here is that the opposite polarity of Virgo is what? Pisces. Pisces rules deception, right? That's one of the things. I'm not saying that's all. I'm saying that's one of the things. So with Libra, they see the opposite energy in motion, in fairness, because it's 50-50. The problem, Libra sees the contradiction in Virgo. Spot on, bro. Because that's what Libra sees. Libra pays attention to contradictions and fairness. See, so Libra can naturally scan a Virgo in its inconsistencies, imbalances, and mixed signals. So I just told y'all right there. I just exposed Virgo, bro. I just exposed them. They give mixed signals, bro. See, they're inconsistent, and that automatically what? That creates stress. This is an imbalance, bro. Imbalances is what creates stress. See, if your mind ain't right, your body can never be right, bro. So now you see how it's projected. Now you notice. Now you know what a Virgo energy is like. Because Virgo, I'm going to tell you, put it like this. Virgos behave like this, bro. They give mixed signals. So think about it. Virgo could be hot and cold at the same time. Hot and cold. They can withdraw, then return. I thought if you withdraw, see how it's like, how are you able to do both without mixing them, okay? Withdrawing and then returning. So they can leave and come back. And then at the same time, they want to be correcting others, right? But not expressing their feelings. How can you correct somebody else when you can't correct yourself? That's an imbalance. Instead of wearing new balances, I see why Virgos like to wear imbalances. Man, I'm cutting up, man. I know I'm tearing their asses up today. But it is what it is. Like, I had to expose them, bro, because I felt like, put it like this, they come with a lot of games, man. You know, could you imagine going in GameStop and you notice some game that ain't even come out yet? But that's how it is when you go to a Virgo. See, they got games that come with them that, put it like this, it's more than GameStop. And then at the same time, what is considered games, I'm gonna tell you, this is the sauce right here. See, what you might put it like this, if you interpret what games are to a Virgo, the reason why I said it's games that haven't come out yet, even GameStop doesn't have them, is because whenever a Virgo tries to process their feelings and their thoughts, remember, they do not like to be vulnerable. They do not like to feel emotions or express them. What is simply happening here is they are just anxious. And that's why they're playing games that you and I have never even known to be out. Even GameStop don't have these type of games because guess what? We don't play games when we're anxious. Not all of us, at least. And that's the thing. Virgo does. And they're probably the only one that does. Okay? That's how that is how you know that when they're processing their thoughts and feelings, they are simply just anxious. And that's why their behavior gets interpreted as what? Games, mental games, mixed signals, withdrawing and returning, being hot and cold. Now, here's the difference. Virgo is built internally. See? And when you look at it, especially when you look at a Libra is relational, okay? So when you look at Virgo, they process things privately. That's why they do it. That's why the stinger is inwardly, okay? So think about this. They process everything privately. Libra process everything through interactions. So Virgo, they might think that they're being subtle, or careful, but all while, here's the thing. They don't know at the same time they're being impactful. So that lets you know that the reason why you moving, the reason why a Virgo will move in such a way is because they're trying to be impactful with what they say and what they do. So that's why it comes off in such a way that's related to the whole private. See, the whole private, it's like everything done in privacy because it's like, yo, they don't want you to feel the impact of what they're trying to really do. See? But that's the whole key there. Now, here's the thing. It's a situation like this. Remember this. Virgo overthinks behavior, okay? Libra overreads the whole social harmony in itself. So that's how they're both able to what? Detect inconsistencies, but they do it differently. So that's why they can misread each other's intentions, because look at this. Virgo, put it like this, Virgo thinks differently, okay, from others. Now, they might feel like they're just being, cautious and precise about a situation, where Libras, how they think, they might be asking themselves or telling themselves simply, oh, why does this situation feel manipulative or unclear with the Virgo, okay? So just know that the games of which I mentioned about Virgo, so I don't want to mislead anyone, what I'm referring to are insecurities, overthinking, emotional, restraints, and just the fear of doing the wrong thing. So that's the kind of mind-boggling situation that happens with Virgo. So it's not always manipulative. I will say that. Now, another thing is that see, remember I said wherever there's anxiety, there's control. Okay, so that's why another reason why oftentimes their energy operates in such a way as, analytical and controlling in the first place. They're always trying to control your response, your reaction, and your decision, okay? Now, if you ever notice as well, food for thought is this. Did you know that Virgos get triggered by Libras naturally? And guess what? A Libra ain't even, listen, a Libra ain't got to do too much but just be there. A Virgo does not like Virgos do not like Libras, and vice versa. But they oftentimes get together, but once they realize each other's sign, or they realize each other's, personalities, they leave. It's almost like, oh, they don't want to talk anymore. Or you could say that the relationship is usually short-lived. Now, I want to say, like, on a planet, I'm gonna put it to you guys like this. Give me 1 second. I tried to charge my phone up a little bit, because I'm going on, but yeah, anyway. Now, let me go tell you guys about this now. Okay, all right. Okay, so who do you think is the best? Okay, who do you think is the smartest between the two? Now I'm gonna tell you who's the smartest, and like I said, I know it's controversial at the same time. It's, put it like this: it's controversial, but why I'm trying to put it like this, what I'm trying to accomplish is that it's just interesting to know and whatnot. I'm not trying to say to bash someone, okay? Now, the thing about it is this. Mercury is considered the smartest, okay? With far as the planet is concerned, okay? And it gives the signs of which embody it a great thinking ability, if that makes sense. So Mercury consists of logic, communication, learning speed, memory, and problem solving, okay? So the whole planet in itself is related to intelligence, okay, in astrology. Now, people with strong people with strong mercurial energy are often seen as what? Quick thinkers, good speakers, writers, analytical, and adaptable. Okay. Now, when you look at the difference, like the different planets, I could tell you that Mercury, put it like this, Mercury is the smartest of all the planets, in other words. Okay. Now, when we look at Uranus in regards to Aquarius, see, it's considered the genius because of the unconventional intelligence. See how it's different? So Uranus is more about innovation, sudden insight, creativity in systems, and the whole thinking outside the box. That's how they, that's how you want to say it. Okay. In other words, now, okay, so here's the thing though, is that there's more of a genius spark when it comes to the whole academic intelligence here with Aquarius. So what you may know about Aquarius is they have book smarts, right? They know things without being taught it. They may know things about like computers, where how to build one, and they may not always have the it's like, how can I say it? They can explain it without using a book, if that makes sense. Now, Jupiter is considered the big picture intelligence. Okay, so with Jupiter, it's more like this. It's related to wisdom, strategy, philosophy, and pattern understanding over time. Okay, so this is more a long-term life intelligence. Okay, not fast thinking though. Now, Saturn is considered a discipline intelligence. So Saturn consists of structure, focus, long-term planning, mastery through what? Repetition. So this is a slow but powerful intelligence that we're dealing with. So let's ask ourselves, as I mentioned, who is the smartest in the astrology concerning the planets? Okay. Now, as I mentioned, Mercury, because of the fast thinking, debate in the logical sense. Number 2 is Uranus because of the genius and the whole originality. And then the third one is Jupiter because of the wisdom and the strategy that's involved. And then 4th is Saturn, okay, because of the discipline in the mastery of the discipline. Okay, so here's the thing. As we know, the real intelligence, now I will say this as a disclaimer, it all depends on education, experience, emotional control, curiosity, environment, and practice. Okay, so astrology is just a symbolic personality mapping, and it's supposed to be used as a tool. Okay, so the whole thing is this. It's not like it's just one winner, okay? It's not that's not what I was saying it for. It's not just one winner. What I'm referring to is just like on a scale, okay? Because the reason why I'm saying this is because, like, when somebody thinks fast, put it like this: if somebody thinks fast, you will basically look at a Gemini, right? Because they could just quickly just come up with something to say, like boom, 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 boom. They could talk their way out of something. And I'm gonna say this: it could be done quicker than somebody that's like a Virgo, because it's almost like with Virgo they have to stop and think about what they're gonna say. With Gemini, they just gonna say something. They just gonna say something, even if they're lying, even if it's almost like they just gonna keep talking. But it's also, I've seen, Geminis get out of stuff. See, they can actually get out of a sales pitch at a dealership. They know how to talk their ways into, a better loan. They know how to say certain things to, like, word it a certain way to get the answers they want, or get the person to do what they want. So that's why I say they're considered, the most intelligent, if that makes sense. Now, another thing is, okay, so I want to see, let me see what else I got for y'all. I wanted to see, okay, so, okay, I'm gonna say, like, who's the biggest threat, okay? Who you gotta watch out for? As we know, Gemini, okay? Because they're the most unpredictable in regards to being, a mental threat, okay? As I mentioned, it's because the whole fast thinking, they're adaptable, they can switch tones and their personality quickly. They have strong communication skills, they can argue both sides of a situation, and they are hard to pin down emotionally, okay? Now, the reason why the whole threat situation is this: you may not know what version of Gemini that you're gonna get, see? And that, like I say, they could talk their way out of almost anything, and they can move on quickly if they become bored or disconnected in such a way without telling you, okay? So imagine if a Gemini gets bored, they could simply do it mentally before they even tell you. But I'm gonna tell you, if a Gemini gets bored, it's like this. Let's say you date, let's say you're dating a Gemini, right? All of a sudden, put it like this, all of a sudden they can just like not like you anymore, right? Because you're boring. But they won't tell you, see? They'll just stop talking to you. And then all of a sudden it's like, if you don't pay attention to the signs, because sometimes it's like this, Gemini will oftentimes show you, it's like they'll show you how they feel, but what tends to happen is you might feel like you need proof, or you won't believe it. But that's how they could get you. Now, Libra is all about the whole social, the whole social interaction. So they're not really considered a threat, but they're very strategic. They could be highly socially aware. They can read people and group dynamics well. They can influence through charm and balancing things and situations. They can avoid direct conflict, but control the whole tone of situations and how they appear to others. See, because of their, oftentimes they may try to protect their self-image. Now, why do people see them as a threat? Because a Libra can sway opinions subtly. They know how to keep things looking, fair. Like, they can make things look fair, but at the same time, they can steer outcomes and control narratives. They can also detach while still staying socially composed. So it's very hard to catch them doing things because of the perception based on how things are perceived. That's put it like this. That's their strongest trait, okay? Is the social influence. And then they have the whole diplomacy of like how it's delivered, how they show people. So it's like based on how they perceive things, they can change things on a dime. But it's subtle, okay? Now, as I mentioned with Virgo, in a nutshell, to sum this up, is that Virgo is all about precision, okay? And quiet pressure. So that's why they are a threat. Now, they observe everything. They notice flaws and inconsistencies. They can be very detail-oriented in arguments, and they use logic and correction instead of emotions, okay? Now, why do people see them as a threat? Is because the Virgos, they see weaknesses that other people miss. They can be extremely precise in criticism. See, that's why in its accuracy, it is very, very impactful once it hits you. See, because they know exactly where to strike, and they don't need volume to be impactful, if that makes sense. Now, the whole perceived strength that they have is the analysis, the precision, and the memory. See, so they seldomly miss things, so they actually keep note or records of things that you probably just don't even know that they paid attention to or remember. Okay, so if we, as I mentioned, the biggest threat, Gemini, and number 2, Libra, and then number 3, Virgo. Okay, now that's not out of all the zodiacs, that's just between those 3. Now another thing is far as arguments, like having arguments with Virgo and Gemini, I'm gonna tell you, like, see, Gemini, they win an argument based off of speed and debate. It's like, that's the two things, or let's say that the 2 things you need to watch out for when you're dealing with Gemini. Don't argue with them, because they win on speed and debating. They have quick thinking skills. They can fast reply to a situation, text message, email, phone call, whatever. They can argue multiple angles at one time. They're very persuasive in real-time discussions. They're good at distracting or reframing the whole topic in itself. And the whole thing of how they condition you is pulling you into those fast debates. Verbal sparring. So imagine when you hitting when you're sparring, when you sparring in like boxing, you hitting a little speed bag. Gemini does this verbally with you. You see, they're hitting that speed bag on your mental, and that's what causes the chaotic arguments between the 2 of you. So here, the Gemini wins off of just the reaction to speed and adaptability to the whole equation. Now, Virgo, as I mentioned, they win on facts and precision, and they notice everything. See, that's the whole problem. They notice contradictions instantly. They remember the details that other people forgot. They use logic, structure, and they keep receipts, meaning mental receipts. And they're very hard to talk over with emotion. Now, how do you win against how do they win? It's because they come with facts. Okay, that's what, and it's like, it's hard to argue with somebody that's coming with facts. Oh my God, almost, damn, I'm probably gonna ruin my damn charger.
Second.
Fucking put my damn charger in the damn watermelon juice. I guess let's see if it still charges. Oh no, I think I just ruined my charger already, you guys. But yeah, look for a part 2, y'all, because I can't charge my phone. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.